You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Citizen. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh at me, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Citizen. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. I did it. I started the show without muting everybody or breaking anything or covering everybody's list. I did. Oh, come on, Jeremy. Now you fucking making me.
Slow improvements.
That's what you did there. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's me, Joe Red. How you doing? This is the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 3, Episode 35. And joining us this evening, we have two wonderful guests. Starting off first, D Street. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the show, man.
Doing great. Thanks for having me come back. It's been some time.
Yeah, and I
especially
appreciate
on the platform.
I appreciate you bringing. I like the little waifu you got on the TV behind you. That's nice too. And you get Shantae on it. Yeah, I like
Got
that.
two
You-
here.
Yeah, you get the double waifu. Very nice. What have you been up to, man?
A lot of stuff since this whole year started, honestly. The reason the content's been dry lately is back in January was involved in a car accident
Ooh.
that just made not wanting to be online for some time, but everything came out all right just like right after stuff that happened with an accident. Course is just annoying and all that, but everything's good from now. And after that, been focusing on paying off a lot of debt, so therefore not a lot of game-related purchases lately. But that does mean that a week from now, Saturday, and Jeremy, you probably have heard of this, will be Motor City Comic Con over in Novi, Michigan. So I've been saving up to go to that next week. And in late August, I'll be doing a trip upstate of Michigan to go around areas that I grew up in to do some game hunting with a friend of mine who hopefully is watching tonight.
That's
Other than
pretty
that,
awesome, man.
Not much else.
Well, I am sorry to hear about the car accident, man. So
It happens to all of us, though. But
Yeah,
know
so
exactly what it's like and what to expect from it.
well, I'm guessing what it's like is like you got hit, and you lost money, so it sounded like this.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I was.
Why did I hit so well?
Because it's incredibly accurate.
I can see it in my head. Like next time I hit my head, I'm like, God.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's
Are
like
you-
the worst part is it was a morning I woke up and all I was doing, I just wanted to go get some Mountain Dew from the gas station just up the road. At a stop sign, due to road conditions, this one Volkswagen Red Beetle insect car drove right in my front left tire and made it not drivable.
But you had to
I
get
had
your
to be a
gamer
beetle.
fuel, man.
I had to get my Dew.
You had to get exactly. You need your Doritos and Mountain Dew. Otherwise, how the hell are you supposed to play games? I mean, I get it.
Unless you're drinking Coke Zero.
Hey, that's honestly what I drink these days. That's not bad compared to.
Hey, and it's 0 calories, so I don't have to get fat.
Yeah, it's true. You just probably will just get like
That's good, I guess.
tumors and shit from whatever else is in that stuff.
Eh.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that's stuff.
Yeah,
But hey,
no.
Jeremy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome. How you doing today? For Dimensions.
Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I have to say that legally. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show once again. I see I made the opening. Thank
That's
you.
right.
I am so
Absolutely.
proud. Yes.
You're honored.
I'm like, that's me. What I've been up to. So I recently went to Detroit Retro Video Game Show. Did you hear about that, D Street?
I did hear about that. I was thinking
Yeah.
of going, but that there was other things. That it wasn't the accident at the time, but other stuff that just didn't make me go. But
Yeah.
probably next year I'll go to it.
So I filmed the video there. A lot of good pickups there. I'm gonna show some of them. Did another pickups video, a unboxing video that has a little controversy to it. This is not like a fake thing. It's like it's crazy. You'll see if you go to the channel, Preferred Dimension. But that's
Alright.
coming out this month. But I've been playing Dragon's Dogma, and it's fucking
Okay.
great. It's fucking great.
Mm.
But that's what I'm up to.
Sick, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard that game's awesome.
It is. I love it. I was surprised at how much I loved it. I mean, I love Capcom, as you see. I'm wearing a Street Fighter,
Mhm.
but it's my game of the year so far.
Yeah,
Easily.
Capcom's amazing, and man, it's amazing. I feel like we're actually going to get into the topic of the show actually quickly for once. But Dragon's Dogma.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
be on
how
track.
dare you? How dare you keep us on track and actually stay relevant? I thought we were going to talk about like puppies and like
Speaking of puppies, yeah.
cheeseburgers and shit for 2 hours before we talk about games. No, yeah. So the tonight title of the show is Debate and Switch. Adding and removing features after you purchase games, which I feel like is kind of becoming more and more commonplace these days. It's like we've gone through this natural progression in the gaming industry where they came up with all these new ideas for monetization and new ideas for doing things. And at first, people were like, all right. But then after a while, there's this huge group of people now that are like, I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of predatory stuff. There's all this practices going on that I don't like. And they're trying to play it safe and avoid stuff like that. So the new strategy is we're just going to pretend like it's not there. We're going to lie to everybody and sell the game to everybody first. And then we'll add all the terrible crap. And then we'll remove things. And then we'll edit things. Yes. You guys feel that way? Like that's like a new strategy that's going on?
It is a strategy these days that's been going on for many years at this point. And really the main reason why they do that is where they flip the switch after the game launches is usually before the game comes out. That's when embargo usually would lift for all of the major review outlets. So let's say like Dragon's Dogma 2, it got, let's say, like 8s and 9s of all of the professional publications out there, as much as like you probably watch them or not, ones like IGN, etc. But they give them those scores, and that doesn't change ever. They can't go back and change the score
Exactly.
no matter what happens to the game over time. And with all that said, we see all those reviews, and especially like for me, if I see it has like a 9, or if it's like a 90 plus on Metacritic, my head's like, okay, this game is probably worth paying attention to for something. And you go out and buy it, and then they flip the switch and everyone gets pissed off. And there have been cases where the people from those big review outlets, they have said, and I remember this when Gran Turismo 7 came out, and they said, well, if I knew that microtransaction stuff was there, I wouldn't have reviewed the game as highly as I did. But they can't change it anymore.
First impression is very important, and especially in the game industry. So yeah, I see that all the time with the microtransactions. Capcom loves to do this. I think they're pretty sure they did this with Resident Evil 2 or 4 last
Mhm.
year, and they pretty sure they did this for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yep.
But I love Capcom. It's my favorite like company other than like Sony or Nintendo, and I think most of the time with them it's not that bad, but they
Mhm.
still should be upfront about what is going on a lot of times, because people need to know like what they're getting themselves into. Is it pay to win, or is it just like cosmetic stuff? For Dragon's Dogma, I think you can do without it, but it's still, back in the day, you could just unlock this stuff easily, like just unlocking stuff. You don't have to pay for everything. So I think it's kind of scummy when they do that. And it doesn't really affect me, the microtransactions, as much. I think you can like if as long as you don't like have to rush into like having to beat the game fast or getting that the game you eventually awards you. But some games are not like that. In my experience, I've had pretty good relationship with microtransactions. If that's the word for it.
Getting parasocial with companies here, Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, look at all this Capcom boy.
No, I mean, microtransactions, they're not mandatory most of the time. You don't have to partake. It's just for microtransactions, like you said, is it pay to win? And is it like, did they design the game to make it unpleasant if you don't purchase them? Those are the things I don't like. So basically, if it's time gating or if it's pay to win, those are the two things I can't stand. So like if they're like, if you'd like to unlock this skin, you have to play for 20 hours or give us $5. Okay. But then like the game's like, I think it's Battlefield or something like that. It was like, if you wanted to unlock all the good skins, it was like collectively you had to put in 600 hours
or you
700
unlocked
hours.
all the weapons, so you didn't have to do any progression at all. So therefore, why do you want to play the game then?
Correct. And it's like literally like they're like, well, either you have to sit here and no life this game for the next year to get this, or just pay us. That's to me is not acceptable, because now
especially when you already pay for the game. Like if you already pay for the game,
if it was all like a free to play game, then this would be okay, honestly. But when it comes pay to win, then that's like an all fields, whether if it's a free game or paid. The pay to win stuff is really toxic overall,
especially in competitive games.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But Capcom has been getting worse and worse with it every single game. The first one I remembered where it had like microtransactions where you unlock stuff in the game compared to if you just played it. The earliest I can think was Resident Evil 3, the RE3 remake. The RE2 remake, I only think they just had like the deluxe edition stuff, which was like cosmetic and the OG soundtrack stuff. But
and I bought that definitely.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I bought that. So I already had that stuff on launch anyways. So I didn't really notice that until really looking into it. But RE3 remake, they from day one they had ones where you could unlock all of the end game unlockables. So and even ones that would require be like S rank plus to get like the infinite rocket launcher, like all that stuff you could pay like set amount of money and you already unlock that. RE4 had same thing, but they also added in like those tickets so you could get like the last upgrade for all of your weapons, and that's kind of scummy. And especially if you've played the game yourself, you need a lot of money to get the exclusive upgrade for all of those weapons. So
I didn't even
they were really trying to push you to buy those actually pay money for those tickets. Now with
in my mind, I completely disregarded that because I was like, yeah, no way. I'll just play the game again and upgrade different weapons if I want to try out different weapons. There's like I didn't even that was like never even a thought.
Never, no.
I'm like, no way.
And I think it was like 3 to 5 days after RE4 remake came out where they put up those tickets for sale. Because I remember I bought it on launch day and I never saw it at all until days later.
Yeah, this is the thing that makes me kind of like sick about all of this. It doesn't seem so bad when you look at each individual incident in isolation. You're like, well, that's not that big of a deal. Well, that's not big of a deal. Whatever, that's not big of a deal. But then when you start like looking at it just like a whole, it's just, I don't know. Do you guys want to be tricked into buying something? Do you want to be like deceived into purchasing it? Do you want them to be like, oh no, we're not going to do that, guy. We're not going to do that. Would you like if you bought like a nice car? And like they were like, this car goes 150 miles an hour. You're like, oh, all right, sweet. And then you get the car, and then 2 days later they go, chilly. Now it goes 120. Fuck you. And you already bought it, and you're like, wait, what happened? What are they like?
They put some software into the system and makes it only go to 120.
We just thought your car shouldn't go that fast anymore, so now it doesn't. And you're like, yeah, but you told me it did, and that's what we agreed to, and that's why I bought it. This is what I purchased. Yeah, it's like you order food, and then they were like, actually, we just decided to give you diet food because it's better for you. We've decided that for you. You're like, no, but I ordered the extra large bucket of fried chicken, motherfucker. I want to die today. Give it to me. I'm like, but we've decided this is better for you. You're gonna have cauliflower. But I paid for this. Yeah, but this is what you're getting. We've decided we know better than you. That's how I feel it is. It's a very interesting attitude. I don't know. It's weird.
Games are so expensive. I think that's why they're doing it. They're forced to do that because games now are brand new, $70, and the production is going so high up that like $70 is not enough. Like, didn't they say Final Fantasy didn't sell enough? Right, the last one. And
yeah,
then didn't it
Rebirth
sell
didn't
billions?
sell. It didn't sell a lot compared to Remake, but if you really analyze why Remake sold as much as it did when it came out, there you can understand why Rebirth
There's
wouldn't have
multiple
sold a lot.
platforms. Yeah, it was on PS4, PS5, and PC, right? You can get it on all three.
Yeah,
right?
and Remake also launched late into the PS4's lifespan, that which had, let's say, like 90 million consoles sold at that time. So that's install base they can potentially sell that game to. PS5, like, what is it, 40, 50 million at this point? So that's a much smaller install base you can sell your game to.
Also, it's a sequel. You
It's
want
a
to start
sequel
with the
to,
remake.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do another PS4 copy, but I mean, it kind of shocked me. I mean, I played the first one on PS4 for sure, and then I eventually bought a PS5 copy, which thank God I did, because
it's a lot better.
Holy bananas! Not only that, it's insanely
Expensive as hell.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have
crazy.
that. I just have the upgrade. I just have the upgrade.
And yeah, it's
Was
wild. to me.
shocked to hear, like, at first, like, this is selling for $150, really. But if it's one of those things that, okay, you really think the overall history of this specific physical version of the game, it makes a lot of sense why it's expensive. I can go a whole story on that, but save that for later.
Pixel remaster is even worse for Final Fantasy. Hundreds of dollars. Oh,
that's like $1,000. That's like over $1,000.
It's $1,000 now for the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I don't know what it's selling for these days, but I've seen people asking more than that for sure.
And he has a while.
Yeah, we don't need to go. I mean, I don't want to beat that horse to death. We're all salty about that.
So I made the right choice to stay up late on a work night at like 2 a.m. or whatever it was to see an email that was in stock.
Why would they? I can't even believe they would do that.
Because they don't care.
So weird.
So I'm East Coast. You guys were Central or whatever. So at least you had like a little more time. Like, it was the dead of night when they released that here. Like, it was like I went to sleep. I woke up at like 7 a.m., which is like pretty damn early to find out a game. To find out a game came out, and it was gone. Like, I'm like, I just woke up. It wasn't out yesterday. This didn't exist. This morning it's 7 a.m. and it's gone. What's happened?
I only would have had like 4 or 5 hours of sleep on a work night, and I'm pretty sure I was probably like 10 minutes late at the time. But no, I'm glad I did it though. It was totally worth it.
Square Enix doesn't like their money for some reason. They just make more.
They're so weird these days of decisions like this. It is so puzzling to think. What are they thinking?
This is the same company that just reported like a massive loss, by the way.
Yes. And they canceled a lot of future projects that were in development.
Yeah, like 20 games or something, I heard. And but yeah, they just can't figure out how to make no money. I wonder what they could possibly do. Jeez.
I know. Let's keep investing into crypto and NFTs.
They could literally release the remaster collection again. They could release just Final Fantasy VII, the regular game again, as a standalone release on PS4, and I buy it again. Like, they could make money, oh my god, tons of different ways.
I'm still salty about that. Like, 7 is.
How about Tactics? You could put freaking Tactics
too. Do like a trilogy remaster of all 3 of the games.
Yeah, let's go.
7 is for like the current version of it. That is the one thing I am salty they have not done a physical release for. But they gave us on PS4 the Final Fantasy VIII remaster in Europe only, and on the Switch they did do a North American release of 7 and 8 on a physical cartridge. We have not gotten a 7 physical release on PS4. It's like,
9 got a
why? It's
Switch
7
too.
for God's sakes.
Yeah, 9 got released physically on the Switch as well in Japan or
Yep.
Asia or something like that, and we didn't get that either. Which again, I don't understand why. I mean, clearly there's an interest there. There's more interest in that stuff, I think, than obviously the new game they just came
Yeah,
out with.
it's
Unfortunately,
7 is literally like their Star Wars. It's their poster franchise. That
I'm shocked. that the
everyone who
new
doesn't
one-
know about Final Fantasy, they at least know something from 7.
and it's a
Happy
great
May
game.
4th. May the 4th.
Oh, that's right. It is Happy May 4th.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the Star.
I mean, I don't
Wars
really care
thing.
about Star Wars like that. I'm sorry.
Neither do I. I don't give a shit about Star Wars at all.
And now you guys see why we didn't do an episode about Star Wars.
Yeah,
I just
Like,
wanted to say for all the Star Wars fans.
I floated that idea, and everyone is like, "No, I don't give a fuck." And I'm sort of in the same boat. So it's not that I love Star Wars, the actual Star Wars, the original films, and the prequels are tolerable. I like those films, but all the Disney stuff is depressing to me. Like,
just
you know,
from what I
honestly,
keep hearing,
it's
of
upsetting, and
the-
I knew the whole episode would just devolve into me complaining about the plot of the new movies instead of talking about the games. So
yeah, because all I hear from like the newest stuff from fans is they are just like repeating the same story from the older films. Like there's nothing completely new about them. Like how plot events happen from the original films, they're repeating that in the newest stuff from all that I hear. Which that can be said for a lot of Hollywood movies these days. They just want to keep remaking old stuff because they are out of ideas.
well, so is the gaming industry. Did you see they announced the Horizon Zero Dawn remake?
Remake? Are you serious? A
I'm
remake?
dead serious.
It's-
100% dead serious. Yeah.
Was it actually announced from Sony themselves?
I don't know. I could.
I
It
hope
could.
not.
I could.
really
I
hope
could have.
they don't.
The interwebs could have lied to me. That's definitely possible. But
That
I thought it,
game-
Yeah, because I don't think it was actually announced. It's just a lot of rumors, which I don't give a shit about until I actually see
That's
a
fair.
statement.
that's fair. Well, that's the problem right now is that there is nothing announced. So all we have is rumors. Like there's nothing going on.
Yeah,
Well, they
and
did
what
the
do
Last
they-
of Us remake, which
Yeah,
they didn't
and
need.
1 and 2.
Mm.
It's just
They just want that money, man. They just want that money.
Well, like you guys said, you hit on that point before. These games cost an ungodly amount of money to make and an ungodly amount of time to make. So I see the appeal of remastering, throwing a fresh coat of paint on them, and trying to sell them again. But that only is fine in addition to other things. If that's all you're doing, that's not necessarily that fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they need to move away from that, but then at the same time, they're gonna look to new franchises like, well, we tried Forspoken. How'd that go? You know what I mean? Like when companies do try to make new IPs, Anthem. How'd that go? So it's like not like it. Sometimes they do try and it just doesn't work out.
Hey,
and
Stellar Blade.
so Stellar
pretty
Blade seems
well.
to be doing pretty good.
Stellar Blade's doing very good, but the reason Stellar Blade's going good is it's a different type of phenomena. I call it like hate buying or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a group of people that are buying that game spitefully just because it irritates people they don't like, and I understand that and I get that, and I don't think that the people in the entertainment industry understand just how poisonous and toxic they've been in the last 10 years and just how much the public in general is distasteful of them. Like if I hear like people like, I'm a journalist, I'm like, okay,
sure?
goodbye. Like I would not even speak to these people. Like I'm not good. Like I would have nothing to do with any of these folks. They're all they call other people toxic, but they are actually toxic, corrosive. They are actually damaging the industry, actually doing damage to the industry they so claim to represent. And they the companies that they supposedly work for, they are hurting them and losing customers left and right, like purposefully, like intentionally. So I mean, it's crazy, but so Stellar Blade does look great. It does look a great game. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the praise, but I do think that at this point it's like the Hogwarts Legacy thing. If all the game journalists come out and say this game is not good, we don't like it, everyone goes, sweet, I'll take 3 copies, and I'll take 2 from my cousin, and I'll take another one, and I'll give away 3 on my YouTube channel. Like people like literally just are like anything that makes you look even more stupider than you are. And like I think I've even said this on the podcast. Like if I was a game developer at this point, I would go to Kotaku and IGN and I would be like, hey, can you guys write a hit piece about how my game isn't woke enough? Can you guys like do that for me? Can you say that it's like sexist, and can you say that it's like, you know, borderline edgy and like it's problematic? Can you please say all that? Because people will triple down on buying my game. It's like just because like
yes.
everyone
People
hates
hate
you,
buying,
and nobody wants to be told what they can and can't do or say or play. Man, like it's like.
Well, I
get
feel
outta
like for
here.
that, if you want to apply Hogwarts Legacy to that philosophy, I think the sales from those people that are just buying in anger is very, very small than what if that stuff never came out about it. The game still would have sold millions of copies. It's Harry Potter. That universe is
Oh, Harry Potter,
one of the
absolutely.
most successful entertainment franchises ever. And
Correct.
yes, the people
But it was
that
the number one selling game of the year, is my point.
It
I feel like
was,
people,
yeah.
People, I literally saw people buying multiple copies. They were buying like people were like, "Oh, you don't want us to like this or stream this? I'm buying 5 copies and I'm giving away 4 copies to my top 4 fans." I saw
Just
people doing stuff like that.
because
Like,
they just
Streisand
want to
effect.
because they really want to piss off like the 50 people group who is super vocal of anything
Correct.
of going against Harry Potter. Because I think if you want to, like, I can't remember the author's name, like, she's an awful person, like objectively she's a terrible person, but you know, most people at the end of the day, they don't care about that. They just want a fun game at the end of the day. And objectively, the game was very well made too. I haven't played it myself yet, but
It was
whenever it's like
it was
less,
good.
whenever
Yeah,
it's like less than $20, that's when I'll pick it up. I'm not in a rush to play
I bought it
at
for
all.
$20. I got it on sale.
The
for $20.
gameplay's fun, but everything else is like whatever. The world, if you like Harry Potter, I think you'll like it.
Mhm.
But I'm not the
I
biggest fan of
enjoy
Harry Potter. So.
Yeah, I enjoy Harry Potter stuff. It's not one of the things that I'm dying to like see the next thing. It's like all of the what is it called, Fantastic Beasts, like all that stuff after the original 8 movies. I didn't care for it all, but I'm still a casual fan, you could say.
But going back to Stellar Blade, that's another game that obviously that fits into the topic of the show. Is that, you know, they literally advertised it as they weren't going to censor anything in the game like 24 hours before it released, and then they decided they were going to censor the game. It's like, what the hell, man? You can't
Yeah,
literally.
I did not know that at all until you told me.
What did they
Like,
censor?
I mean, so first of all, again, it's, you know, people act like this is the end of the world, but like all they censored some of the costumes. They like covered up her cleavage some more and stuff like that, which is a insane thing to me because there's other costumes where she's like in a string bikini, and I'm like, well, that's
It's just hard. I guess it's harder to get to. It's just harder to get to, I guess.
I'm not sure. I literally I like this whole debate. To me, I don't understand just the logic of it all. That's where it falls apart for me. I'm not in what's right or wrong, or I don't really care. I'm just like, what are your thoughts about what is allowable and what isn't? Like, I just do not understand. I legitimately don't, because like, you know, these people are freaking out about cleavage, and then there's games where there's just complete full frontal nudity and totally graphic sex, and you can sleep with all the NPCs and have multiple, you can have orgies and shit, and everybody's like, man,
Yeah,
no
Baldur's
comment.
Gate 3, from what I've heard.
No comment. No one. It's like nobody.
I'm pretty sure there's a bear in there somewhere.
Metros like that. There's lots of games that are just straight up full frontal nudity in them.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you know, there's tons of weird, all those weird Japanese freaking horny boy games, all those weeb games and stuff. There's tons of that shit. And like, I don't feel like that stuff even it's not getting half as much attention as this stupid game.
It's
and all
because
of
it's a Sony game. I think it's Sony that is like, they're prudish nowadays. I don't know what's going on with them.
I know what's going on.
It's mostly for like the cover arts for the games that they censor the most. It's they do a few small things within the game itself, but it's mostly the cover art that they censor the most for PlayStation versions. But I also heard for Stellar Blade, not only for the costume thing, but I think there is like some graffiti on like some of the walls in one of the areas that it looked like it would be very offensive to certain cultures of people. And I think they also turned off where there would be blood stains on the main character as after you're done with combat. Like she could have a bunch of blood all over her, and I think they turned that off if you update the game.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the
Those are
Can
the
I
main
just-
things I heard.
Can I
that
have
they
the
censored.
option between like have the blood or not? I don't. Can you give
Yeah,
me
like
the
a lot of
option?
games back then, they had a setting like that in the options menu. Like, didn't like the original Silent Hill have something like that? Turn off blood if for some reason that gets to you.
I feel like we should have a baby mode for all games. You should just be able to. It's basically the way it works is you should have to buy a digital pacifier and you just put it in your mouth and you
I'm
start
pretty sure
sucking
that
on
was
and that will
in
it'll
Wolfenstein.
disable all the bad words. No one can talk to you in chat. There'll be no blood and gore. You won't be able to die. Like you can't get a game over screen. You win no matter what. Everything's easy. Life is easy. You
That
don't have to
sounds terrible.
stress. And that's what they want. They want games where it's not a game. They want games where they just win. They want
Plays
games.
itself.
Yeah, they want games where you could get like one of them little ducks, that little birds from like The Simpsons that go up and down. That just you could peck the button, and that's all you have to do. You just set that next to your controller, and they just sit there, and they're like, "I did it! I'm the best!" And so that's fine. So that's what they want. I say we give it to them. Like they just make the games normally, like you guys have always made them for the last 20, 30 years, and include a baby mode for everybody else who wants to whine about things being scary or bloody or offensive.
I couldn't imagine that in a Souls game because they don't.
No.
It's like
Souls
games.
games,
They yeah.
No, they should have it, and then your character in the Souls game should be in a diaper. And he
Yeah,
should go
you're
poo-poo, and he
forced to
should-
wear a diaper. Yeah.
He should have a stinky poo-poo mess all the time in his diaper.
Mhm.
Just go ahead, like just
Just
you
if-
want it. Here you go.
Just if it's one where it actually changes the difficulty of the games, that is going to cause like an extra year or two of development right there on FromSoft or any other developers for those types of games. So, but hey, guess what, wine asses? That's what the summons are for all of you bitching about the difficulty. How many
Some people-
times I heard from people when Elden Ring first came out, when I was in stores and I just hear people off the side talking to their cash registers, like, yeah, like you hear like I should pick up this game, but you're hearing how difficult it is, and I don't want to deal with that. It's like, bitch, that's what the summons are for.
It's hard to get to the summons for some people. They can't even figure that out.
Or if you
Some
are
games are not
too
for everybody.
illiterate to pick up on the combat, saying like, hey, if they are going like this, you should probably dodge out of the way.
I'm not even talking about the difficulty. I can understand people not wanting games that are too difficult and wanting easier modes
Yeah,
and stuff.
because we all have
That's
different
fine.
tastes.
I'm talking about the people who are infants, like intellectually and emotionally, who can't handle blood on a game character. Like, what is the matter with you? It's a rated M for mature game.
You're
What are
killing
you doing
people.
here? What are you doing here? Why would you go see a rated R movie and then be like, oh, there's blood. I can't have this.
That's
Why are
inside
you
of me?
here?
Oh.
Why are you here then? Why did you come see this movie? What were you thinking? This is what this is. This is what we paid for. And everyone else who came to see this movie, this is what we wanted to see. So if everybody else here paid to see this movie and this is what we wanted to see, and you are the only one who doesn't like it, maybe you should leave.
They
How
don't
about
want
that?
to leave.
God,
though.
How
They
about you
wanna-
just
They
leave?
want to complain.
How
They wanna
about you go
complain.
next door and watch My Little Pony? Sounds more your speed. Why would you make it? Why would you come into someone else's space and try to make it worse because you don't like it? Then leave. You don't need to be here. Go away. For God's sakes. I don't go into My Little Pony shows and be like, I need more blood and more tits. It's not what I like. I don't like this. I want more violence and I want more tits in My Little Pony. Like, I don't do that. That would be
There's-
crazy.
There's tits in My Little Pony. You said more tits. I'm just making sure.
Well, I have like
you need to walk in and demand them look more human.
I make like
Oh,
my
slowly.
own little fan fiction movies,
Oh,
little homemade things.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I make art.
You make art? Yeah, fan art online.
Yeah,
art?
know. Yeah, shh, no, nothing. I'll send you my handle later. My
Okay,
shit's
yeah.
fucking- my
cool.
shit's good. I make Chris Chan look like an amateur. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Chan. I don't know how people watch that documentary on him. The whole long like
What do
how
you mean
long?
you
How
don't
many,
know? It's like watching a train wreck or a car
I
wreck.
can't
How
do
could
it. It's
you-
just too much. It's just too much. I can't do it. I feel too bad.
Not me, man.
And he's like, no, because you don't know what he's doing.
I feel bad for his mom.
I just feel bad for the whole entire situation. Like I can't. It's too much of a car wreck. Like it's a car wreck happening over and over. Like the first couple times, yeah, but then I need to go to another car wreck. I need to go pray. So I was like, oh.
It's like watching Pink Flamingos or something. Like one of them
Yeah.
movies you're like, I don't know why I'm watching this, but what the hell? I just gotta see what happens. It's fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really make that. So anyway, but I don't like this trend. I don't like this. So one of the reasons I collect physical games and one of the reasons I'm into this hobby and part of the reason I care about this stuff is like I think what you own and like your rights as what is yours, what are you buying now when you buy a game? Like if they can just change it, delete it, alter it, update it, do all this crap to you without your permission, like do you actually own it? Is there anything else in your life? I mean, they're making even physical games into like a service in a way, you know what I mean? Like you never own anything that you buy. Like it can change it, delete it, update it, patch it, and like I don't know, like I feel like there should be an option to not update your game. It should be like, do you want to update? And just be like, no, and it leaves you alone. Like, but no, it won't do that. It's like, no, it won't let you start the game unless if you're connected to the internet. If you don't connect to the internet, you can play your game, but if you, I don't know, it's stuff like that's just fucking annoying, dude.
That's how they keep the game from you. You just have the license, so eventually you have to renew your license. So you might have to buy the game again. They don't care. They get your money again, and no matter what, people are gonna play. Like the whole Helldiver situation, right? With the PSN, like you have to sign into your PSN eventually, right?
So you
people are gonna do it.
I don't even know if you have to sign in. I think you literally just have to create one.
You just have to have one, right?
You just have to have one
Right.
linked to your email or something like that. And so, obviously, this may be a shock to everyone listening, but I don't know, the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, that's, we all have PlayStation networks, bro. It's not
We do, yeah.
It's not an issue.
I thought everybody had
to
it.
me. It's not gonna be a problem. But at the same time, on like my PC, like I only buy games from Steam, and I refuse to get any other installer or launcher or anything else for that same. I don't do GOG, I don't do Ubisoft, I don't do
Epic Shit Store.
Epic shit, nothing. No, I don't do anything. I don't have BattleNet anymore. I mean, I used to have BattleNet, but I have nothing, zero, just Steam. And if it's not available on Steam, I'm not buying it. So I do understand not wanting to have 50 accounts with all this shit installed on your computer, the trackers and the cookies and this and blah, 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 and all this other crap. And I get it. But it's one of those things where if it just had been like that from the beginning, I don't think there would have been any controversy at all.
They weren't prepared for this though. They weren't prepared how big Helldiver is going to be.
No, exactly.
Not at all.
And
like when they say don't buy the game eventually, like they're like, stop buying the game. We need to update the servers.
Yeah.
So
when it first came out, when they like for the first week or two, there was like you couldn't play.
Yeah,
it was so bad. It's like World of Warcraft back in the day. The servers were broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the reason why. And also they're testing the grounds because this is like one of the first games that launched both on PlayStation and PC, right? Is there like other examples of this where it's like first party? Oh, this is second party, I guess.
Almost all the other games I can think of came out on PlayStation and then at a much later date came out on PC.
Yeah. So this is probably the first where both versions are at launch. And they're also doing a thing where you can track your progression on like a PlayStation version on the Steam version. So like any trophies slash Steam achievements you unlock on the PC version of Ghost of Tsushima, that will unlock on the PlayStation version as well. So they're starting to roll stuff like that out for all of their latest releases. So I'm sure that has something to do with that, where Sony wants to have more control over their published games on PC. But of course, PC players are PC players, where they are not having any of that, where they get really personal whenever any changes happens to their personal computer.
That's
I can relate, yeah.
true. And then also it's like, you know, how are these things going to affect each other? Like they say, one of the main motivations they said for them to doing it is because they wanted to track people easier to ban people. So what does that mean? Like, what is are they going to be scanning your PC looking for mods and hacks and stuff like that?
Oh,
If you have something on your computer that it doesn't like, are they going to ban you? Are they going to even tell you? How are you going to know? Like, that sort of stuff's really weird. And like, are the accounts linked? Like, if you do something on a Steam and get in trouble, are you going to get in trouble on PSN? If you get in trouble on PSN, are you going to get your Steam account banned? Like, how is this? You know,
are they going to force you to download some other thing that runs in the background of your PC that, matter of fact, is eating up a lot of resources on your system, that you would really want to have that off, but because that you want to play a precious high of value, very popular game like everyone else is, you need to have that on your computer. That is what forced me to instantly uninstall Valorant when that first came out. Whatever antivirus they use for that game, it was hurting my system so much that I was like, screw this. You are getting uninstalled. And if I could somehow blacklist any download options for this game, I would do it. Because screw you guys getting so paranoid about your anti-cheat, which, by the way, got compromised the day the game came out anyways. So all of that investment was really worth it, huh? Won't be a surprise if they do something like that with Helldivers too eventually.
Yeah, is cheating like a rampant issue already in that game? I mean, it probably is.
No idea. I don't keep up.
It's not a PvP game. It's a PvE game, so
there's definitely cheating. I've seen it. But
I guess.
Yeah,
But like, does it even like affect other people's gameplay negatively if some asshole wants to cheat in the PvP
I guess
game?
if you want to play it like straight,
Is it
and,
ranked?
like,
I don't know a lot about the game.
I don't either. I haven't played it yet, so I plan on playing it.
I have no
later
interest
on.
in the game at all, so I wouldn't know, honestly. But even if it wasn't a PvP game, who knows what the attacker is doing that may affect your system, because you're in the same lobbies, so networking information could be shared with each other. So who knows what unwanted stuff will come on your system all of a sudden because you were playing with a hacker.
That's true.
This is why I don't play online games. I just don't.
Me too. For the most part, I just
one of many reasons why I don't bother with these kinds of games anymore.
And they're
I
disposable.
Have way more behind me I'd rather be playing right now.
Yeah. They're disposable.
I have a feeling
they're disposable.
I don't like that.
As members of the physical game collecting community, I think we're extremely fucking biased in this regard. So we know.
Oh yeah, most people play online.
We are so.
Everybody know that
all the
they
normies who don't keep up to date on all of like the limited release companies like we do, they don't give a shit. They just want to play whatever everyone and their dead grandma's playing right now.
Yeah,
which I don't play ever.
They like having like one game, 2 games that they play, and that's it.
And
that's how that's how it was back in the day for most people too. Like most average kids that I knew growing up, they played Madden.
Well, for me,
NHL, couple games. They only had like a couple games they would play every once in a while, and that's it. They play Halo for a while. They'd have like one game they'd play for a year or two, and then they'd move on to something else for a year or two, whatever. Now it's just like they just play one game forever, so it's definitely different. But there were people like that they played games, but they didn't play lots of games. They would just play a couple.
Me as a kid, I've always wanted to play different games. Like I would.
Hell yeah!
My dad would take me. My dad would take me to Blockbuster and we'll rent out a new game. Like every like 2 weeks or so. So I'm used to playing different games. Never stay on the same game. But of course, I have my favorites because it was rare that we had games that we actually kept because they were so expensive, like the cartridges. And eventually, I mean, the PlayStation got cheap, but we get stuff for Christmas. But every couple weeks, we'll go to Blockbuster and play the game for a weekend. You ever play Wild 9?
Oh yeah,
Yep, I
had
have.
Wild Nine.
Yeah, that was a rental game. Milo's Astro Bowling, whatever it's called. Yeah, it was
Was it Jersey Devil? That was a rental
Jersey
game
Devil.
I
That was
did
a favorite.
lot
I'm
back
like,
then.
never could beat it because I didn't
Both
know
that and Wild 9, I now have a physical copy of.
Yeah.
Really glad I do, so I can finally play through those instead of renting or demos nonstop.
And if I'm playing
Yeah.
multiplayer, it's gonna be in person. Well, mostly. That's what I love. But
It's the best experience for that.
But yeah, I just like online games are just so unpleasant in so many ways for so many reasons.
Something just happens that the company, the developers do something and just completely destroys any good publicity they have. It has happened every single time for games like this where
Overwatch.
super popular that everybody wants to play for some except me apparently. Overwatch 2, as you said, Joe. PUBG, Fortnite's probably done some things, I'm sure. Ark Survival Evolved, so many throughout the last like decade or so. They've done something that the community just gets up in arms about, and it's like, why do you guys care about this to begin with? I don't get it. Probably the most funniest though was what was that game that released like last December that they shut it down after like a day or two because of complete false advertisement? What was that game?
Day something. Oh, what was that?
Like
Yeah,
a
I know
zombie
what you're
game
talking
or
about.
whatever.
Yeah, it was a zombie game that had inspiration from Last of Us. I can't remember the name of it, but oh my god, when that came out and hearing all the stories, like I couldn't help but just laugh every time. And I never knew about the game before it came out, and I was just laughing so hard because it is going horrible for those guys.
So yeah, I just feel like what's happened is, and this is another thing I was trying to explain, like that we've been on this trajectory for a while that like the trust from between the consumer and the companies has just been eroded more and more and more and more and more and more. And so like when you're like, this keeps happening and these games keep pissing everybody off, and that's happening more and more and more and more and more often because people's tolerance is just wearing thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. Whereas this same stuff happening maybe 5-6 years ago would have been like, oh, that's annoying. But now it's gotten to the point where like people are like, we're organizing, we're fighting back, we're organizing lists, we're blackballing these companies, we're not gonna buy it. Everyone's just going crazy.
The truth is, though,
The day before, by the way, that's the name of the game. The day
before.
before.
That's what it was. Thank you.
The canceled game. Yeah.
But the truth is, most of the people saying that don't buy games.
And those people that do be up in arms on forums and all that, that is a very minority group at the end of the day who are very, very vocal, but they do not represent like the 80-90% of the player base that's still playing the game even after all of this negative publicity is coming out. So all we can do just say your piece and move on to a better game. That's all you do.
It's like do you remember when Limited Run Grams had that huge scandal and then they fired their social manager and everyone's like, fuck them, I'm never buying their games again.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
So now 2 weeks ago they had this other scandal and all those same people came out and said, hey, just so you know, I'm still not buying that. I'm like, all right. Like,
You'll be back once a
Thanks for the
game that
update.
you really want. You'll be back.
to be honest with you, you probably didn't buy that much stuff anyway, because if you're really addicted to buying games, it's like I don't care. I mean, that stuff matters slightly, but like legitimately, if they sell games I want, I'm buying them. I don't care who prints the games. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care what they do in their free time, who they talk to, who they fire, who they hire. I really don't. Like,
Yeah, I don't care like who they fire in their company
I
because
know.
there probably was a lot of like reasons we do not know about because we are
Mhm.
not the people behind closed doors doing
Could
that
have been
stuff.
one
And
person who fired them, you know.
yeah,
Like, it's not like the entire company had a meeting and they were decided
and
as a
it's
group to fire somebody. It's like probably one asshole overreacted, and then that person probably got fired too. So it's like, how do you know? Who cares? Either way, it's like I don't know, man. Like if Jim, the manager for McDonald's, got fired for a terrible reason, would everybody stop eating McDonald's for real? Really?
No,
I mean, I'm
the
sorry for
machine never
Jim.
works. So
I mean, that sucks. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just one of those things too, where like I think it's a mistake when people are upset about something and they try to tell other people they should be upset about it too. Now,
I never
I mean,
understood that.
if
Never
you're upset
understood
about
that.
something, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to express you're upset about something. You should, but I just don't think you should pose it in a way where you're like, and you should not do this too, and you should boycott too, and you shouldn't do this, and you should. As soon as you do that,
Mhm.
you lose so many people who are to be agreeing with you up until that point.
mhm. I see that all the time too.
And it's just not necessary. Like, I don't even care.
Someone in a live stream that I was watching was trying to be like that with me, talking about the whole Helldivers thing, how he was totally against of all that stuff. But when I was saying a thing to like clear things up of why it's going on, he just said the whole thing of me hating on other people who have an opinions. I'm like, I'm not completely disagreeing. It's like, no, the whole thing is bad at the end of the day. Just trying to like have like some insight of why they are doing it too, though. Because I try to be like that
They're
for on the
business.
company's side too. Yeah.
They're a business. People have to realize that. So basically, you know, it must it's driving them crazy is what it is the game is insanely successful, and they want, like, so at the beginning they said all people will require a PSN account, but they waived the requirement because of a technical issue, right? And it was supposed to be a requirement, it really was, but they couldn't do it, and so now they are turning it on, and it's like a huge problem. If they had just had it on to begin with, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But there's so much money they could potentially be losing, or just accounts in general. Like they want to, it's like a streaming service. It's like Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever. They want to say to their investors, like, look how many people are signing up for PlayStation Plus. Look how many new accounts were opened. Blah, 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 blah. And so they have this huge hit on their hand, and to them, they're like not marketing, they're capitalizing on the success of the game the way they should be. So they're trying to, and they were like, hey, how bad could it be?
They want to prove that there is growth at their board meetings for when they're
Correct.
presenting all their stuff to all their investors. That's business 101. I can totally relate to that because for the company that I work for, I have to go to every single board meeting because of support and all that stuff. So I see how all that stuff goes through. Yeah, it's boring as hell, but I have like a better understanding of how stuff happens in these big corporations. I still disagree with all that happens at the end of the day, but I still get an insight of why decisions are the way they are. And
Yeah,
it
and
also prevents a lot of insider trading from potentially happening, why they don't tell us a lot of this stuff until
and
it
their
happens.
community manager is incompetent severely.
That too.
100%.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Because the community manager was like, well, just cancel and return it and go complain and get a refund and leave bad reviews and all this stuff. If you don't like it, it basically like, you don't like it, piss off, that attitude. And like,
that's how you become a meme.
you can't do that if you're in any type of representative customer service role. Like anyone who has that type of job, you have to realize right away that like people are going to be nasty to you.
No matter what.
No matter what, even if the company's fucking doing great and there's no controversies, people are still going to be nasty to you. There's a bunch of crazy, weird, autistic, crazy people in this community. It is what it is. So that's just number two, like when you do something that you know for a fact will upset people, like there's no way this was a surprise that there's going to be blowback to this. They were like, oh, I can't believe everyone's so upset. Oh no! Of course they knew. Like they should have been prepared for this, and they should just say the truth. The truth is always the best. They should just be like, listen, I'm sorry this upset you. I totally understand that it does. We meant for this to be a requirement. We weren't able to get it in place at the time of launch. It's going into place now. It's not going to be optional. We apologize for any inconvenience that causes you. If you really, we'll offer refunds to the Steam players who, if you really care. Like, how many people really care that much?
They're
You know what I
going to
mean?
still want to play the game.
Sure, if you love if these people
Yeah.
love this game and they've been playing it 50 hours a week, are they really going to stop playing it because of that? Or is it just going to be people who are like played it for an hour and they don't play it anymore anyway, asking for a refund?
People blew
like that.
through like 5 different Xbox 360s when they came out. The Red Ring of Death.
Mhm.
They didn't care.
They didn't care.
They
They just
sent it back to Microsoft and they just brought it back. Like, let me get back on Call of Duty. Let me get back on Halo. They didn't care. If
Mhm.
the game is good, they'll do what
Yeah.
it takes to play it.
or the controller was that precious to them they couldn't handle a dual shock at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, but see, that's at the end of the day, like with all these controversies around all these games about all this stuff, at the last thing is whether or not how good the game is. That's really the number one thing is how successful it's going to be, regardless of the censorship and the deleting this or adding this or changing that, blah blah blah. If the game is still fucking amazing, people are going to buy it and enjoy it. No
Yeah,
matter
because
what.
Don't make
And if
it
the
for-
game if the game sucks, then the game sucks. It's never
Mhm.
going to be a good game.
for both what's happening of Stellar Blade and Helldivers, the gameplay mechanics that isn't affected at all. Still the same
Mhm.
as it was at launch day, so that's always still going to be there. Unless for something with Helldivers 2, like years down the road, if it's still supported by the devs that they update it with a major change to the gameplay that affects progression in a way, possibly, then then that's when it's totally different than what it was at launch.
Another reason why I don't mess with online games, they like to change not the mechanics, but how characters work in the game, the meta of it.
Yeah.
Not really
Fighting
appreciative
games,
of that.
it's terrible.
So, yeah.
Yeah, if you play a fighting game and you main Bob and they decide Bob's too strong and nerf the shit out of Bob and you've spent 6 months practicing Bob,
I don't like that.
sucks, man.
And then you're
You're
like
like,
looking up stuff constantly outside of the game, so how you can adjust to the changes. So while reality is like you probably want to play something else, but you're not. You're just wasting your time constantly having this thing on your head when you're not playing the game at work as well too. That was like that with me with Rainbow Six Siege back then when I put more than 2,000 hours into it back then. But don't play it anymore. Moved on to other things.
But yeah, that any game that does like wipes out your progression is tough, like World of Warcraft or Destiny or anything like that, where I know so many people that like played Destiny 1 and then when Destiny 2 came out and they reset everyone's progression and they nerfed everybody's guns and stuff, they all quit. They were like, I can't believe this. And I played WoW for years, so I was used to the treadmill of never-ending progression. But these people had never they'd never experienced that. So they were infuriated. They were so angry like that because they took away all this amazing stuff that they worked so hard for. And I'm like, yeah, that's just how they do it.
When they do that, it feels like it didn't even happen. Like, I need my stats, I need my progress, I need take the statistics. I don't know if they keep all that. I don't know. I've never really experienced something like that because I don't play those type of games. But I don't like that. I like to have my save progress. I still have my save progress from years ago from different games, like on PS3. I love to have it and like, yep, I did that. Like that's why sometimes I like to get platinum trophies, but like seeing the trophy pop up, like I did that. They're not gonna take it away, hopefully, but just a wipe, no. I don't like that.
Oh man, I wonder. Imagine that's a thing one day. Like they were like, we're just deleting everyone's trophies. You guys,
It'll happen to the PS3 first, probably.
yeah. I mean, kind
Man,
of. Think
Been
about
platinuming all of the Souls games lately. I've done Demon Souls, PS3, PS5, Dark Souls 1 on PS3, Dark Souls 2, PS3, and PS4. I have to get a remastered version of DS1 on PS4. I've already done Bloodborne, so I'm basically binging this series recently before the Elden Ring DLC comes out, which I still need to play through Elden Ring as is too. So It's
I
gonna be-
love Souls games, and I did beat Elden Ring, and I can't wait for the DLC. Looks
Mhm.
so great, man.
for-
It's gonna be
it's gonna be $40, but better
I
have a
think
lot
it's
of
worth it.
content. Mhm.
If there's one thing that's worth it, it's a Souls game from
Definitely.
software. Yes.
Yeah, they usually give you a good value for your money.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're missing one of our co-hosts. You guys
Yeah,
remember that guy Figsy?
Yeah, where's he at?
Where's he at, Joe? What'd you do to him?
You know, that's a really good question. Where is Figsy?
Where's
So I don't
he
know if
this
you guys.
week?
So basically, I don't know if you guys have heard the legends, but legend has it that Figsy he awoke one morning, and he said he had a vision from God while he was sleeping, and God told him that he was going to be the greatest GeoGuessr player that ever lived.
Ah,
And
okay.
Figsy, you know, he said that he had studied all he could through Google Maps. He learned all he could, and he could only become so good, but he needed to take it to the next level. So he had to hit the streets, see the world for himself, learn the cultures, learn the peoples, you know, really figure it out, and that's the way he can become like the next level, the master. And so he's been traveling around the world, and so he was in France,
Oui.
and then we saw him in Spain.
Beautiful.
And last episode he was in Mexico.
Is that the Teletubbies
Looking
back
good.
there?
Yeah, this literally looks like some stock photo.
This is some Teletubby
kinda like-
shit. Where's the sun at? He kind of looks like the sun. Yeah, he's just like,
Bro, only
is
the
this the
highest,
sun growing up?
There's only the highest quality around here. I don't know. He looks happy though. He looks like he
Yeah.
looks a little chunky though. I think he's been eating.
Yeah, what?
Burritos.
Eating too many burritos.
That's
Oh,
all right. He was really hot. He thought Mexico was too hot. He wanted to cool off for a bit. So this week,
The
He's
March of the
visiting,
Penguins. Okay.
yeah, he's from. I'm pretty sure he's down in Antarctica. Which I'll be honest with you, I didn't think there was a lot of Google Maps down in Antarctica to study. Like
What's
I don't
that
think
in
is there. Is that
What is that in the
GeoGuessr?
background? You see that in the background? Is that a cross?
That's
Top-
It's probably an
Pretty sure it's an
antenna
alien.
or pole.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's an alien spacecraft. Yeah.
all right. That's what I'm hoping.
Actually, I think it's a Tetris piece falling from heaven. What do we call it? What do we call that? We learned the name of that in one of the quizzes. But yeah, that's where Figsy is, guys. You know, we'll keep checking in with him until he's back. But he just wanted to make sure that we kept up to date, make sure everything was all good. But he also wanted to make sure that we did the Figsy quiz. You guys ready for the quiz?
I am ready.
All right.
I'm so scared.
Don't be scared. All right, boys. You ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we're doing the face off in the old steam bathroom apparently. I don't
Is
know
this
what
from
the
Street
Figsy name-
Fighter?
It'd be something from Street Fighter.
Hell
This
yeah.
guy is he's rubbing his back with that towel.
Yeah, he's
he
trying to. I don't know. Is that distracting you, D Street? It's kind of in your face.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's away in the corner. Thankfully, the CRT in the bottom right is way more noticeable than that. So,
Good. Distract
Okay,
you.
cool.
mhm.
So we have like a question for chat first before I forget, because I'm a good host. I remembered that we have a chat question. So you know the drill, guys. I'm going to show you a picture. And you're going to need to look at these pictures, and from the pictures, you need to try to guess the name of the game. And this is not for you guys. This is for the chat. So don't get.
I won't get it anyways. I never.
Just take a good look, guys. We get the thing on the left, then we get the thing in the middle, and then we get the thing on the right.
These are the
You just-
questions I'm glad we don't do, Jeremy.
Yeah, I
Yes.
would.
You guys think about that, and then I will check the chat after the quiz, see if anybody guessed it. There we go. That's a chat question. But for you guys, we have like a little themed thingy. Oh, he sent me a movie for this? Oh, I didn't download that. I should have. That looked cool. Anyway, all of the quiz answers today have the word "our" in the answer. The word, like the letters OUR, is part of the answer to the word. So that's the theme. So every answer will have the letters OUR in the answer. You guys understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Devin. All right. So, question 1. Very often, golf and tennis games will have this word in the title. So you want to think of names of golf games, you want to think of names of tennis games, and what word would be in the title?
I got a question.
You want to ask a question while it's his turn because he might give him a hint.
Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. Because I know the answer.
Just gotta get the timer on.
I don't know because I don't play any of those games.
Fair enough. Jeremy, do you have an answer, sir?
Yes, it's like Tour, PGA Tour, right? Yes.
That is correct, sir.
I
Well
play
done.
no sports games. I mean, no golf games, but for some reason, I thought of Mario Golf World Tour. That's what I thought of.
Golf's
Very
the only one I would care to play. Everything else gets thrown in the trash.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
love golf games. I like tennis games too. Those are pretty fun, but not as much.
tennis
as
games.
golf.
Yeah, like they're
You know,
fun. Yeah.
I like bowling. I like bowling games, dude. Tekken bowling, Wii bowling.
Oh,
Come on,
only
man.
time I will care is if I get like that GameCube college basketball game that costs like $350. If I only get that for $5, like, oh cool, you're getting sold.
Yeah, me too.
There's
Just screw you.
We did an episode last episode was about sports games. If you guys want to check it out, we didn't talk about it as much as we should have, but you know how that goes. All right, Jeremy, this one is for you. Question number 2. What word is missing from the cover of this game?
One of my weakest, terms of knowledge is portable games. So probably I have no idea. But let me think. Micro Machines 2, Turbo, Hour.
It's not Turbo Hour. Nope.
Wait. Yeah,
Nope.
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I guessed it. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, so and if it's Tor again, I'm gonna kill. No, I ain't gonna say that. Oh, come on.
Is it Tor?
It's not Tor. Nope.
Because I don't
The
know any other
answer-
answer.
I mean, it that was part of it. It was a tournament.
Oh, I would have never gotten that. I would have.
So Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would. No,
mouthful for a Game Boy game.
I don't even know how to spell tournament, so it's like I would have never gotten that.
All right. D Street. What is the name of the game with this from this screenshot?
Oh,
Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass.
That is correct, sir.
One of two of my favorite DS games.
I was actually
Greg.
playing Minish Cap earlier today. I just
My friend
popped that
that
out. Loved it.
my friend that I mentioned I'll be taking that road trip to a little bit ago, he bought me a complete copy of Spirit Tracks for my birthday.
Nice.
That was very thoughtful of him
That's
because
sick.
it sucks to buy that because it's kind of expensive these days.
Is that DS? That one?
DS, yep.
That's the one with the stylus, right?
Stylus, and you drive trains, and Zelda is your companion character through
I
the
don't
whole
think I've
game.
I don't think I've ever played that now that I think about it. I don't know if I've ever
Play
played
it.
one.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I should throw it on my 3DS and give it a try. I have it on my. I have a hack 3DS. I think I might even have it on there. Anyway, well done. All right, Jeremy. The next question is for you. This Sony exclusive adventure game was released on PS3 and then re-released on PS4. China has an exclusive physical release of the game for PS4. Kind of a tough question. But remember, it's got OUR in the name. It's a exclusive Sony adventure game. That was on the PS3. Critically acclaimed. Very famous game.
Exclusive. Okay, so Sony made it was on the PS3 exclusively first, and then re-released on PS4, right?
Yep. And then the PS4 version only came out as an Asian exclusive, China, I believe.
Put the music on. I don't. I'm just gotta think about that. Wow. Jeez. Going to the Sony exclusives on the PS3.
Yeah. And it's an adventure game.
Not. I'm about to say Nino Kuni. Adventure game. Uncharted. Killzone. God of War.
Oh, you're getting the second timer. This one's worse.
It's worth anxiety. Man.
Yo, I would never be able to answer if that shit was
My brain went numb. Like I couldn't even. The coins went out of my head. Like I don't. Or it rings. I'm sorry, the rings. Jesus.
All right, we'll do it again.
An hour of time, centuries pass. Quarter hour to the Kingdom Hearts. Final answer.
That's it. Well done. No, that's not it.
I have. It's gonna be so obvious once you tell me, or when he gets it, because I have no
Any
idea.
D-Street?
It is definitely a late release for the PS3 and early for the PS4, and it wasn't released on any other platforms besides PS3 and PS4.
As far as I know. I did not fact check my own questions.
Oh God. Oh dear.
You figured that would be important.
Wait. No, never mind. I don't know it. Never mind. I thought
Like I'm trying to think of what early PS4 exclusive would be like that, only in an Asian country.
Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, that's what confuses me.
Can't be Shadowfall or Infamous, Bloodborne.
I thought it was this, but that's not right.
Demon's Souls, that's PS5, you think?
And it's got to have an OUR in it. Remember? All
Yeah,
the
I was-
inputs
Yeah,
are
it's-
OUR.
I was trying to work that R in there, like demon showers,
Demon showers.
demon showers.
Demon showers.
What adventure game could be that's
I saw a
not
movie
Infamous?
called that.
Man, I'm so mad.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, we're gonna call this one a wash. The answer was
Oh my God.
Journey?
Journey.
It's an Asian that
Journey
know about-
has a European physical release, I'm pretty sure, on PS4.
Does it? I honestly don't.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
You-
I remember researching a lot on its library. I'm sure I saw on eBay a Journey Peggy rating on a case.
Let's take it out. We're gonna.
I forgot this. I forgot this game existed. So
Journey. PS4.
it's a great game though. It's,
It
I love
is really good game.
It is a good one.
And I did play it on the PS3. I have that
It
PS3.
absolutely has a Peggy release.
version.
Yeah.
So I
like-
think we both should get a point. No, I mean it doesn't matter.
yeah. That's no. You're right. You both get a point. That's
Yeah.
fair. No one
I
gets
think-
it wrong.
yeah.
Everybody.
You
Question
get-
was poorly written right
I
there.
get -1.
Yeah,
point.
you get -5
I
stars.
get -1 point. None of this matters.
Demon showers.
Dude,
Let's save that.
that's the real winner. I'm gonna give Jeremy a point just because that answer was funny.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes.
That's how this game really works. Question 5. Whose turn is it?
It should be mine.
Yeah, it's his turn.
Okay. Question 5. What is the profession of Tintin?
Man.
It's got OUR in it. That's your hint.
Thanks.
Great
And
tip.
that's not how you spell whore, so don't even think about it.
I was trying to work that in there. I mean, I was,
His profession, like what he works as in the game.
Yes. What his job is, yeah.
And I never heard of this game before.
His Asian exclusive job.
Asian exclusive.
Shut up. I don't know. He doesn't work when he's in Europe, all right?
I don't know. Is he a tourist?
That is a great guess. But no, that is incorrect.
I wish that was a job.
That's a great guess, though. Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm just gonna give a bullshit answer. I'm trying to think of like the best bullshit answer possible. Hold on.
Okay. Bullshit answer with an OUR in it.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not good with the
Like
OUR.
what job title has
Yeah,
that in the
like-
name?
I was about to say astronaut, but no.
No.
And he's a child, right? Isn't he a child, or is it? I don't know this. I don't know Adventures of Tintin. I never.
It's a very European thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very popular over there.
I'm trying to think. Here, play the Sonic.
It really helps you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A court therapist.
That's a pretty good guess, too. To be honest with you, he is a journalist.
Oh my god,
Mm.
So
man.
he's one of those people we were talking about earlier. Piece of shit. Fucking Tintin. Probably works at
Journalist.
Kotaku.
Is he a
Bastard.
child though? Isn't he a child?
He said he wrote about. He said I was fat. I hate that guy. All right. Jeremy's turn. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Jeremy's.
Okay. I'm going to show
Pass.
you a Wikipedia. You can't pass a Wikipedia article. And you have to fill in the 2 words that are blank.
Okay. So I just got to fill these words? Okay.
Any one of the 2 words. You don't even have to get both. Just one of those 2 blank words. They both have OUR in the word.
Set in the near future city, it follows the story of Faye Connor's an underground courier. What is it? Like the delivery service? Like
Bang bang.
yeah,
Yeah.
Courier
parkour.
is one of them, and parkour was the other one because
That's a good one. That was a good one.
Courier.
I like that.
Very nice. Well done.
Pulled straight from the Wikipedia page. I know because
Yeah.
I was looking at it a little bit ago.
I actually really like that game, and I remember they're like
I
Yeah,
really want to
run
play
around.
it badly.
parkour
yeah,
used to be so big back then, but now you don't hear anything about it.
Mm-mm.
You ever see that episode of The Office?
Oh yeah, parkour. Yeah. I wish I got that one, but
Never
pretty
watched The Office.
Oh,
Oh.
man, it's good stuff.
I love The Office.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's not, is it going to live up to the hype people hype it up as? Probably not, but it's a good show. It's funny.
Yeah, it's some great episodes.
D Street, right?
Yes.
Okay, your question is this. Oh, where is it? This game engine was developed by Valve. What's the name of the engine?
Source.
Ah,
That is correct, sir.
Duh.
Well done.
It's like top 3 most well-known game engines, for God's sakes.
to be honest, I probably wouldn't even gotten that, and I know it, and I knew it, but that's how bad
So-
I am with this.
For me at the quiz, the more obvious the answer is, the more the thought just goes.
Yeah,
out of my brain. Like if you ask me some obscure shit, I'll be like, "Oh, I know that." But if you're like, "What's
Yeah.
Mario's brother's name?" I'll be like, "Shit, Larry." No.
It's Jerry.
Whose turn is it? I'm such a good.
Jeremy's.
Okay, I'm so bad at this. This is my
Need
favorite
help?
quiz. Yeah, dude, I'm not the professional. I'm not a quiz master. I don't have the GeoGuessr's brains that he does.
Yeah.
I'm a dumb American. All right.
You
I'm
too?
just here I'm just here to look pretty and make jokes. I'm
just here to look pretty. No jokes.
well, you're doing a great job, sir. Woo!
Woo.
Number 8. One of a. All right, this is a weird one. This class of characters, sometimes known as the Bard, is featured in RPGs such as Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, Etrian Odyssey, and others. So it's another name for this kind of character. This is a word that you've probably heard before, but you've never said in your life. That's the best way I could describe it. Remember when I said earlier there was like 12 relatively easy ones and 4 that were really hard? This one's fucking hard.
Yeah.
This is oh, wait a minute. This is my next Where's Figsy's picture. How'd this get in there? There he is. There he's over in
hell yeah.
he's over in Italy, or there he is having a good time.
Man, Figsy, you asshole. I don't know what this.
He looks great, man.
Yeah, he does. I'm
Living
just
life.
lost in his eyes.
Got a loot.
What did they call prostitutes back then?
Who is?
It starts with a C. It's like cortisone, like cortisones.
Cortisones. No, it's like medicine, man.
Man,
Courtesans is what you're thinking.
Courtesans, yeah,
Courtesans,
yeah.
but I don't think that's prostitutes. I think that's something else.
No, that's what it is. Because I've played Assassin's Creed months ago, and that's exactly what they were called.
Yeah,
Courtesans?
Yeah.
All right.
he's a courtesan.
That's not it ain't. Nope.
I know.
It's a good guess. Solid guess.
I have no idea what this is.
What do you think, D Street?
So it is a bard, and the only bard I know from RPGs is that useless one from Final Fantasy IV that I let die instantly.
Yeah, but he had a little harp, but you could shoot music notes at people, man. Come on.
I just made Cecil kill him instantly.
Jeez. Had no chance.
No. He could
hardcore.
always get the fuck out of my party.
Neither of you getting this shit. This is like
No, because I only know bard. That's it.
Yeah, I was
Or-
going to
or
say
how
Bard.
about-
When I seen him, Bard.
How about a bordist?
Abort.
that's it. No, it's a troubadour.
Oh, that's a made up word if I ever seen it.
It's literally
that is, yeah. When I
Yeah.
seeing that word, that
Mhm.
does not make me think of a guy playing a lovely guitar, twang, and then
Yeah.
throws his hand up in the air and
Yeah.
makes you just want to, if like Ezio and Ascri, just jump on his chest to knock the guitar off so he would stop. I did that every
Bro.
single time.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone was getting that one. All right, next question.
still-
Jared,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
D Street. Yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
his turn.
Name the missing word from the cover of this game.
And that's one that the creators of GT made. I've seen the name before.
Man, I've seen it so many times, but I never paid attention to it. Oh. No.
It really does make it so much more tense.
Man, it feels-
Oh, that fucking heartbeat, man. Doom, doom.
Don't know it. I don't want to hear the Sonic music. I hate it so much.
Pass.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
pass.
What do you think?
well, I want to hear the Sonic music. No,
I'm taking the headphones off when it plays.
no, don't. Man,
I'm not gonna keep playing that. That literally people will stop listening to the show. That it is
I
like
I like the anxiety for some reason. Sour trophy. I don't answer.
I wish I
Sour
did.
strawberry trophy. Sorry.
No, see, this is actually gonna annoy D Street because he actually used this for a different answer earlier.
Oh
It's
my
hilarious.
god.
Why is it called
Ah.
Tourist Trophy?
Yeah, what is the point? What is this?
That's a dumb name for a racing game, honestly.
Wait a minute. Is it
'Cause-
written on the back of his fucking jersey too? I think it is.
Yeah, it is. I can't make it out anyways.
It's
make-
hard to make out, honestly.
I know, but that's funny. I didn't realize that, but yeah.
By the way, why'd you get the greatest hits cover?
I didn't
How-
get it.
I
How
didn't. I
dare
don't
you.
want to see no blood stain on the screen. Thank you.
At least
Because
it's better
the-
than the PS1.
Because
I'll
the-
give you that.
The other one, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. All right.
I didn't even realize it was greatest hits until you said something.
All right, Jeremy. Questions for you.
Oh god.
Mega Man, Mario, Superman, and Bomberman. All of these game characters had this word in one of their video game titles. It's kind of a tricky one. Same word.
Same word with O-U-R. So Superman just has Superman. Man, I don't know many Superman games. Okay, so Mega Man. What's the Mega Man Legends and then Mega Man? Wow. This
Tough.
sucks. This sucks. This is a tough one. This is like some obscure game.
It's not obscure. It's just a
It's-
tricky one. You just have to think about it.
Mm.
None of them are obscure. They're actually all very famous games. Very, very famous.
Even
you'll
the
know every- you'll-
even the Superman game?
100%. The most famous. I don't want to give too many hints.
Yes.
I don't know. The most famous Superman game is Superman. The N64 one. I don't know any other Superman game.
Didn't they? Isn't he in the Suicide Squad?
So what's your
game?
answer? Is it N64? Is it Superman 64?
Sure, yeah. Superman.
It is 64.
It's
Oh, that's
64.
64.
Oh my god.
I instantly knew what it was. I'm surprised it took you that long.
That's
You
why I'm
know,
like
I
surprisingly.
don't see
are
I
quite
see the
famous.
number. I don't see it in words. That's
That's why I said
Yeah.
it was tricky.
that is
Like
super,
when I-
yeah.
When I was making the quiz, I was like, oh, I don't know. This was tricky. You
No,
got
it's
it.
Wow.
not.
Well done.
When I think of numbers, I don't even think of it as words. It's my brain is fried like that. I don't know. Something wrong with me. But I got it right. I think.
All right, D Street. This title of a Silent Hill game has the letters O-U-R. What's the game?
Shattered Memories, Play Novel, Silent Hill Experience, Origins, Book of Memories, Ascension. Has OUR in it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Mhm.
trying to think.
I'm about to grab all the games here in a second here.
No cheating.
Restless Dreams.
I assure you it does. On the Asian exclusive.
Oh, come on. What? What is like some Pachinko game?
Keep thinking of the names of the games. Run through them in your head. It's not a Pachinko game. Well, it's not that. Not that.
It's none of the mainline games. Downfall. It's a game that has been released, right? Because
I hope so.
I have it right over there. I'm looking at it right now.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Pull it up.
Downpour. Silent Hill Downpour.
Oh my god, I forgot that
Mm.
name.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'd be pissed if I didn't get it. It's literally a top 3 favorite franchises ever.
Yeah, mine too. I haven't played that one yet, so I haven't gotten to it.
Keep your expectations very low for it.
Yeah, I stopped that
Letting
for
you know,
it.
good.
All right, guys, we got one question
The
left.
first three, oh my god, love them all.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
God,
There's one question left, and the score is tied
Is it really
4-4.
tied?
It is tied
Oh.
4-4. Unless
I
I'm
can't
not
believe
mathing.
I can't believe I got one right. So I'm proud of myself. I don't even care.
I thought you were
Four-
way ahead of me, Jerry. I know you've been kind of killing it for some of
Yep.
these. Then again, you
4
got
to
the
4.
easiest one.
4-4, guys. But this last question is going to decide it all. If not, then I do have a tiebreaker, but we'll see. So, Jeremy, you get to go. You get the first stab at it.
Okay.
Question 12. Based on Robert Ludlum's books, this action stealth video game developed by High Moon Studios and published by Sierra for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 came out in 2008. What is the game? Based off Robert Ludlum's books.
You said 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a movie franchise.
Based
too.
on an action stealth video game. I smell what you're stepping in, friend.
Born Conspiracy. Wait, Born. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Born has Born in it, right?
You got it, man.
Okay, I was like,
Very nice, very nice. And what that means is this week's victor is Jeremy. Congratulations.
what do I win?
That was really close. You get an Asian exclusive, one of a kind
Demon
copy of
Showers.
Journey.
Oh, you ain't
Demon
getting that
Demon
right there.
Showers. That's right. I'm gonna make
Limited
a
edition
homemade-
Demon Showers.
I'm gonna make my homemade Demon Showers game for you.
Thank you. Oh no, I'm okay. Is it gonna be gold like this?
That's right. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
That was awesome, guys. That was a lot of fun. Well done.
Good job, D Street.
Good.
That was a
job,
good.
you
That was a
Jerry.
good game. That was a good one.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like a
Welcome
complete
back.
idiot. Just somewhat of an idiot.
Surprised we were tied till the end.
Yeah.
I thought that one had like I said, some of them were like the Troubadour one. I knew.
Yeah. It was
You
impossible.
said there was a movie based one before we started, Joe?
the Born Conspiracy.
Yeah,
That's
that
the only
was a
thing I could
movie
think of.
one. And then what else did I say? Something about a movie.
You
What
had
was
like
it?
an image of like a movie right before we started that you didn't have time to put in. Unless that was the Born thing.
No, he made like a little like movie thing that said like all the answers have the word hour in it. He made like a little
Oh.
thing.
By the way, did chat answer their question correctly?
Now, that is a great question. Let's go take a look here.
Show the images again in case they need more help.
No. I do not think chat did get their question, so I will show it one more time. Means I gotta go change this back. So bear with me just a moment. So chat's question is this one more time. Put it all together, guys. You keep thinking.
I have no idea what that is.
No
It's all right. If we don't get it during the show, you guys can leave a comment in the comments to get it right. or we can just do it again on another show and see if we can get it another time. Good stuff though. So, anybody here have some pickups they want to show off? Who wants to go first?
I got a lot of stuff here. You want me to go first, Jeremy?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, some of the best things I've gotten recently, stuff that's been on pre-order. First thing will be the Persona 3 Reload Aegis edition.
Nice.
Pre-ordered
friend
as
has
soon as
that, and
it
it's
went
beautiful.
up. It is beautiful, yeah. I haven't taken out the figure at all. I just wanted to get straight to playing the game already because I love Persona so much. I have every single collector's edition that has ever been made so far, like the 3 they made for Persona 5, the Vita Solid Gold Premium Edition, like every single one they ever made, and had
That's
to make sure I
awesome.
stick with that tradition. It was also the very first time I ever played through Persona 3 completely, and wow, what a story. I do prefer Persona 4 still, honestly, especially the story was way more vast in my opinion, and I personally like the characters a lot more, but 3 absolutely worth playing.
I heard 3 was dark.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
I heard.
It is a really dark game. Like it's
Hmm.
one of the darkest stories I have ever heard, honestly.
I mean, they pull out their personas by shooting themselves in the head, right?
That alone is dark enough as is.
Yeah, that's
But-
pretty messed up.
I have a question. Is that the first? Wait, what was 4? Was the first one you ever played, or is it 3?
4 was the very first I ever played, which was on the Vita.
Yeah,
Back
me too.
When I remember I traded in a 3DS to get a Vita, not for Persona 4. I learned about it like a month or two after of like doing research. Hey, what's the best games on the Vita? Number 1 was always Persona 4. It's like, all right, let's get it. It's
And
one of
it's
my
the
favorite
best game.
games. It's one of my favorite games ever, and it also introduced me to the world of anime for good or better. That was for.
I think that's the way we all feel about the world.
So
Anyway.
Yeah,
next
unfortunately.
favorite big thing that I got. I don't have the whole thing with me because the box is gigantic, but it is the deluxe, the big collector's edition that Rebirth came with that big Sephiroth figure. I just have the standard copy here, but
Bro, I've been on chapter 13 for like 2 weeks.
that's
2
weeks?
Yeah, man, I've just been doing side
Which
quests,
chapter
trying to
was
I
do
heard the
like
game is gigantic.
that's right before the
It's
Temple of the
insane.
Ancients, right?
it's
'cause-
right before the end, pretty much. Yeah, right
yeah,
now I'm
make
like
sure you do-
fighting. Sorry, like when you have to fight like two of the summons at the same time on that island or whatever. I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
Gilgamesh's Island. Yeah. Make sure you do everything you want before the Temple of the Ancients, because that is when it'll give you the decision. Hey, do you want to go on? Because if you do,
Yeah,
you can't come back until at the end of the game. It's
Yeah.
Point
that
of no
moment.
return.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
and that's
like
why I've
with
been kind
remake
of
before the Shinra building.
that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm like, I know I'm close to the end, so I'm trying to tie up loose ends, and it's like trying to like beat everything on the super hard modes and do everything blah, blah, 3 stars and all this stuff. It's
Yeah, and honestly, if you really want to get to the end of the game, you can do that because Rebirth still has the thing where as soon as you beat the game, you can rewind to whatever chapter you want. And 13, it is when you get the tiny Bronco, so you can then just go do whatever else you would want throughout the world, and you'll still keep your level as well too. So if you just want to get to the game, like go ahead and do it. Come back to Gilgamesh because believe me, you want to be at max level 70 to take on all that stuff because it is
Yeah, I'm
insanely
thinking.
difficult.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what I
I-
did at least.
I beat the first fight, and then the second one, I'm getting my ass kicked, so I'm gonna come back later. Yeah.
hmm So the next thing, this isn't a video game, but this is a really, really funny gag. So last Christmas, my older brother proposed to his fiancee, came my future sister-in-law. I
Mhm.
am going to be one of the groomsmen, and a funny gift that my brother gave me is this right here.
What is that? Oh, wow. That's nice. Wedding edition.
Call to Duty Wedding Edition. And in the corner right here, it's rated G for groomsmen, and it's got my name right there.
That's
That's
one of
awesome.
one. That's the rarest PS. Well, I don't know if it's a PS4 game.
It is the rarest PS4 game ever now.
Yeah.
And on the very
100%.
back, it also has all of this.
Yeah.
Just covering parts for privacy reasons, but
Yeah.
on the inside, it is just a normal Blu-ray case, but there is this extra insert right here. It says, "Error, one of your party members lost their single status. Join their wedding party as a groomsman to continue. Accept or deny."
Did you accept it?
Fortunately, I accepted it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that is a
Yeah.
big display in the collection that deserves up top on the shelf right there.
I like custom
Good.
made stuff like that.
Yeah,
Hell
that was
yeah.
so funny when I got that. Let's see what's next. As I mentioned, a week from now will be the Motor City Comic Con event, and I have one thing I'll be bringing there. It is a first print copy of Halo Combat Evolved.
Mm.
And this copy in a week is going to get signed by the voices of Master Chief and Cortana. Jen
Oh,
Taylor was
okay.
her name. I literally picked this up a few days ago over at Retro Taku, and it is such a perfectly clean copy because every copy of Halo 1, it's mostly the Game of the Year edition on the stamp right there on the front of the case. And the case overall is just in bad shape. But this is like it was just opened, honestly. It's in perfect shape.
Hey, Figsy.
Hey, Figsy.
How's it going? We found him.
There he
He's
is.
still
He has
alive.
his
How's
demon
your
showers.
vacation?
You take off your gloves down there in the Antarctic to type on your phone? How's everything? You don't eat any yellow snow.
Don't. This is your snow, yellow snow. It's okay.
So not only am I going to meet those two awesome individuals, but I am also going to go meet Christina V. And if you should know, she is the voice actress for this series right here.
Oh.
And yes, this is as of today, the very last physical release for the 3DS, the limited run Shantae Pirate's
That is-
Curse.
A big ass 3DS game. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
It is, yeah. They went all out on it. It is still sealed, but she is going to sign this as well as the box for all of the PS5 games being held here. It's just going to be the box here. She's not signing all this stuff because that'll be a lot of money I'll be spending. And I don't have it here, but also the box that the figure came with as well too. And if there's any other art pieces that I can buy right before I meet her that seems unique enough, I'll probably get that as well. Really, really hyped to meet her as I love Shantae a lot.
I'm gonna say yeah. No, it seems like it. It's a nice
Right.
little. I like that. I love the box for the PS5.
It's
games.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
very,
cool.
very nice. I actually got two of them because the first one that Limited Run sent me had a big cut on the front of it, so they sent me this one for free, thankfully.
That's cool.
So probably the biggest things I got for the last few months at Retro Taku video games is the Arno Surge plus O2 Unborn Star limited edition for the Vita. This is up there as one of the most expensive games you can buy for the Vita. And if you try to search for it on eBay, there's probably only one or two listings. That one is either sealed, that goes for close to $1,000 probably, and the open one is probably $500. But this, they were selling it for what the recommended price would be, and went in and picked that up.
I got that on the PS3, but it's just a regular edition. I think that the plus is only on the Vita, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And the Vita, I gave
What
up
kind of
on the
game is
Vita.
that? A visual novel or something? I've never heard of it.
It's a normal JRPG. I haven't played it myself, but it is turn-based from
Yeah,
what I
it's
remember
turn-based.
seeing
Oh,
of
cool.
it. But I recommend looking into it. It looks quite fun. So I recently found there is this eBay seller who is local to me around where I live. That's literally a 4-minute drive down the road. I bid on these on her eBay store. When I saw that she was living in my area, I did a local pickup, and I ended up getting these much cheaper compared to any other seller. And both of these were sealed, by the way. They're open now. The first one is the Criminal Girls Invite Only limited edition for the Vita. I got it really, really cheap. Definitely capitalized on that. Showing that side because the other side probably isn't safe to show.
No,
No,
It's not. No.
no.
The next one,
The
it
reason
is
it's called criminal.
literally-
FBI, open it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The next one is God Wars Future Past.
Ooh,
This
nice.
is really cheap to get still, but I still end up getting a lot cheaper than others probably would have. but
Yeah, I wanted to pick
it
that up on
was an
PS4.
NIS store exclusive, if I remember, and it's still really cheap to get. It looks quite fun too. That's why I got
That
it.
did that get released on PS4? I think it did.
Yeah, that's the
Star Wars?
PS4
Yeah, it
version
did.
I got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
It
it
got
was-
a Vita and PS4 version, both a limited edition, just like that. But that's the PS4 version that I opt
Cool.
for.
Yeah, I think I might pick that up too.
And this next thing, as an inspiration from Metal Jesus and Reggie's recent pickups video, the Star Renegades limited edition.
Nice.
Picked this up last second before it got sold out on Strictly Limited's website, and it literally just came in yesterday. Matter of fact, comes with a lot of stuff, and it is heavy as well too.
Yeah, Reggie said it was a nice addition. Came with like a lot of quality stuff.
A lot
It's
of
like
stuff it comes with.
Strategy RPG, I think.
So from the same local eBay seller, I'm going to be going to her for a lot of stuff because one thing she has that's crazy is there's so many shelves of like complete and some boxes and manuals of Super Nintendo games, NES games. I'm like, when I seeing that stuff, it's like, holy crap, she has all this stuff here. That's just waiting to get sold eventually. But going through other things I wanted to get was the Project X Zone limited
I want
edition.
that so bad, bro. And the sequel, I want them both.
The
so bad.
funny thing about this here,
Like-
this was like an open box purchase where it still had like the original plastic shrink wrap on it, but it was opened up because the original owner like played the game on it, but everything else is still sealed. And when I showed this to the woman, she was only looking up a standard copy sold listings. So I ended up paying $25 for a kind of brand new copy of this.
Dang, dude. Nice.
Oh
nice
yeah,
of you.
I'll take that.
Yeah, those so the sequel, there was a guy in my area, like marketplace, who had like 6 games, and he's like $20 each, and that was one of them. And I was like, I'll buy all your games immediately. He's like, oh, I only have 5 now, and I immediately was like, never mind.
I hate when they don't.
I'm like,
update
I'm
the
like,
list.
I didn't even ask. I'm like, no, I wanted Project Zone.
That
He goes,
happened with,
oh yeah, that's the one that I sold. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Of course
That
it is.
happened with a copy of Godzilla PS4 in my local area on Facebook Marketplace. They had like a spread out of like all the games, their front covers listed on, and Godzilla was one of them. And they were asking like $15 or $20 for it. They did have a secondary picture on there of ones that did get sold, and of course, Godzilla was the only one on there. Go
Mhm.
figure.
Had no idea. No
And,
idea about
Yeah,
that.
so I
Shout
sold it
out-
for $20.
Let's see. Shout out to Radical Reggie if he's watching. This is stuff that I bought off of him recently. First one is Blender Bros, complete in box for the Game Boy Advance. It is really, really hard to find a complete copy of this online. It isn't that terribly expensive, but it's still incredibly hard to find.
Never even heard of it.
Another thing I bought from him, got to pull out. Chaos
Ooh,
Break.
Chaos Break.
man. Yeah, I remember
Chaos
you said
Break.
yeah.
Yep.
2 or 3 of those, I think you said.
There is slight damage to the front label right here. That's water damage. It's not too terrible though. And what Reggie was willing to sell it to me, it's like I couldn't pass it up at all. Plus, in the future, if someone is selling like just a case and disc only listing, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper than a complete copy. I'll just buy that
Yeah.
and upgrade this basically. And there also would be like a PlayStation sticker right here on the front of the case that's missing as well for whatever reason. But yep, Reggie, thanks again if you're watching of buying this off you, because this was the #1 PS1 PAL exclusive that it released in Japan, but PAL game I absolutely wanted to get right here.
That is
That's
my
cool.
number 1 as well. I need that so badly.
I will say I played the first like 10 minutes of it, and first impressions of was like, yeah, fun game, but my God, does the camera control like your ex-wife walking out of a bar though? It is wonky as hell, honestly.
Is it like tank controls?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of tank controls ish, but once you play the game for yourself, the camera is awkward to control
Okay.
though.
All right.
The one thing that I bought from the same eBay local seller was this complete in box Final Fantasy Tactics. Perfect shape too. There's like almost no damage to it whatsoever, and paid a really good price. I think I paid like $60 or $70 for this.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm definitely going back to that seller because getting good deals from her.
Yeah.
Another
Right.
thing from Reggie recently was Gunstar Superheroes.
Nice. That's a great game, dude.
Yep,
Mm.
sequel to the Genesis game. Very fun game. All right, from the same eBay seller, this is missing the game, but has everything else with it. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Classic.
Classic for sure. Probably my favorite Mario RPG game, probably. But yeah, just need to get the card itself, which is like a $25 game roundabout. Just get the box and all the inserts and manuals for a very, very cheap price.
Now that's a franchise I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't milked more. Like, why
Well,
not throw
the,
a compilation on a Switch?
Yeah, that'd be nice if they did a compilation release of it, but there's not going to be a new game from it for a long time because the
Mhm.
development team behind it, Alpha Dream, I think they were called, they're no more, sadly.
Mhm.
The newest games, they weren't selling too well at all, and I do believe they went bankrupt, unfortunately. Right. A few months ago, my parents visited us, and me and my dad went around the town and did some hunting. Did stop at some stores, and he bought all of these for me. Very thoughtful of him. First one is the Japanese copy of Dead or Alive for the PS1.
Beautiful cover.
Nice.
Very nice cover. I do like they have like English on one spine and then Japanese on one for a lot of the Japanese version of PS1 games.
Mhm.
Next one is Japanese version of Alundra 1.
Cool.
Oh yeah, nice.
Nice full cover right there. Might as well
Is that-
get this though because it's super cheap compared to the North American version, which is super expensive with the map.
Well, I was just gonna ask, does that come with the map in Japan as well? or no?
Yes, it does. I'll pull it out real quick, actually. So it
'Cause
does
I've
have
talked
like the
about
one
that
spine
before.
card.
I passed
So
on
you
that
get the
game
manual right here.
so many times because it didn't have the map back in the day. Like I own it without the map, but like I
Mhm.
could have bought it. I
Mhm.
could have bought it like 5 or 6 times for cheap, and I just always was like, nah, I'm just looking for the map. Just looking for the map. And then man, that's perfect condition. It's in
Perfect
Japanese.
condition.
though.
Yeah, it's all
Japanese.
Japanese. Japanese stuff is always in perfect condition compared to our
It's
stuff.
it's
Oh, yeah.
pretty.
as
It's
always.
creepy. It's like how well they maintain their games is scary.
Yeah. As we always say, us Americans are goddamn animals compared to
Oh, yeah.
Japanese people. Joe,
Yeah, they'll put-
shout
they'll
out to
put,
you
like-
for
Huh.
shout out to you on this next one. Japanese version of Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh hell yeah, the game's the best, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I actually never played it.
It's really fun,
totally
man.
worth it. Does have the manual with it as well as a
Mhm.
separate. I think it has a separate manual for the preview disc. Here's like another one for the game. And this last one is meant for the preview disc that had Final Fantasy VIII on it. Our version of it does come with a preview disc and does have 8 on there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Unless
that was-
you could vouch for it, Joe.
no, it comes with a demo for 8. Yeah, that's like the biggest reason that everybody got that game because we all wanted to play the demo for 8. But then
Mhm.
the game itself was fantastic. It's a really good game. It's one of those games though you have to like unlock your abilities. So at first you might feel a little like gimped, but if you play it for a while and unlock, some
It was
stuff,
basically
gets really fun.
Square's answer to Zelda, really,
Yeah.
which I'm
And it
surprised
was
they
good.
haven't tried doing that again in recent years. All right, next one is the PAL
But you
version of
could
Final
jump.
Fantasy VII.
Look at that cover. I love the clean covers.
Very
the
clean
Final
cover
Fantasy
of like the
game.
main logo itself.
Yeah.
And plus the disc also has the logo on there. Compared to North America, it's just a blank white disc.
Lame.
But then again, we got a lot of inserts with ours too. And the last one got from the trip is a Sega Saturn import. It's called Eve the Lost One. I
Look
just
at that.
remember seeing like this art, like this looks interesting. And the day whenever I do learn Japanese, this might be something that I want to play probably because it might have an interesting story. There is one track from this game that I heard. It is super relaxing that I play it every once in a while. And that kind of drove me to like pick this up when I found it. It's super cheap as all Sega Saturn imports are.
I buy Sega Saturn imports just because the cover is nice, and that's like one of them I might just buy just because the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Right
looks like
here.
looks like like an early 90s, late 80s anime. It's just like my favorite.
It kind of
Yeah.
does, yeah.
shit, man.
Looking at
God,
it.
I love that style. Yeah, it is the best.
Right, this next one is my first physical PSVR 2 game, the Fantavision Deluxe Edition.
Fantavision.
I
What?
believe this was a launch title for the VR2, if I remember correctly. That's kind of funny how they repeat that history as they did with the original on the PS2, which was also a launch title, if you remember. So
I didn't even
pumped to
know
get
about this.
Yeah,
I didn't
there's VR version of the original Fantavision, and it is beautiful
What?
in VR too.
Wow.
Totally worth getting.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Limited
Red Art-
run release. We have
Red Art did the European and VGP did the European English one.
yeah, Red Art was the one that did this one here. Then VGP did the ESRB. I didn't bother with that one. The next one, this is a limited run release, Ocean Horn 2. I really like the first Ocean Horn game, so we'll see if the second one is good as well. Right, next one, also from Red Art Games, and this is part of like a new like brand or a product line that they're doing. It is Scourge Bringers. They started something with this release. Don't remember what it was called, but this was like a very limited release and really fun game too. That's why I wanted a physical. Retro Taku Games, sealed copy of Enter the Gungeon
Nice.
from Special Reserve Games. I think they only made like 3,000 copies of this, if I remember. Enter the
Mhm.
Gungeon's my personal favorite roguelike game. Put so many hours into it, and I recently did 100% of it on PS4.
Hades is my
There's-
favorite, and Returnal as well. I love.
Oh yeah, Returnal's probably my second favorite. That one's
I
really
love that
good.
game so much.
So there's just so people know there's a alternate cover for that game too. So like you see the one he has is like all orange. There's
Yeah.
another one that's half blue and half orange. I think that was like one of those like limited run strict special reserve partnerships. You could order it through limited run and get their cover version or some shit like that.
Mhm.
So if anybody's curious, if you see
Because
it,
this
like,
one
oh, this-
is supposed to represent like a normal 9mm bullet in the game. The one with the blue top on it is basically a shotgun shell from the game.
Yeah.
I only care
And then,
just having one copy of it. That's all I care about.
And then there's a if you just want to cheap at if you just want to play it, there's like a PAL version that has Enter the Gungeon and Exit the Gungeon.
Exit the
on it.
Gungeon, yeah. Eventually, I'll get that one of these days to have Exit as well. But for now,
Yeah.
definitely get this one. From the same local eBay seller this was sealed as well, the Final Fantasy X 10-2 limited edition. I used to
That's
have
nice.
this back then, but for some reason, my dumbass threw out the box and the calendar this came with
Ooh.
originally. This was still super cheap to get, though, so glad to have it back now.
Oh, you
Right.
threw away the calendar. Woo.
Unfortunately, because the one that starts in like April 2014 and then goes to like May 2015, it was weird. All right,
Yeah.
This is where we're almost done here. All right, next thing, I recently got the VHS edition of Blazing Chrome for the PS4.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
What?
This cover is so awesome. It's so reminiscent
Yeah.
of 80s, 90s action movie with how the
Yeah.
artwork looks. It is so sick. Blazing Chrome, it's one of my most favorite indie games because it's literally the successor to Contra, and I love Contra so much. Equally, I love this game as well.
You know what I
That's-
like about that? The artwork is frayed around the edge. It looks like an actual piece of like old cardboard,
I thought it was at first.
purposefully aged. No, they've done that's like on purpose.
Yeah.
That's
Even like the spine is thick.
you
as
went to
like
a rental
VHS
store-
case.
if you went to rental stores and you see shit that looked exactly like that all frayed around the edges. It's so
Mhm.
so cool.
And a little bit ago, I did get their next game, which is Vengeful Guardian Moonriders. This was on Limited Run's website. I don't know if they still have it in stock, but definitely recommend getting it. This is basically the successor to probably Ninja Gaiden or also a Hagane on the Super Nintendo.
I played that. It's really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think VGP might have that still. Maybe.
Then from Retro Taku, I also got the Mega Man Wily Wars re-release for the Genesis.
That's cool.
Pretty nice holographic. Basically, the Mario All-Stars equivalent of Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 that only released on the Genesis physically in Europe. I think Japan got it. Here in America, we only got this through the Sega channel. And of course, this is the only way we can get it officially on a physical card in the States. All right. This box is the Rhapsody Marl Kingdom Chronicles from the NIS America store.
Look at that
This-
cover. Wow.
This was the first international release of Rhapsody 2. We got the first game on the PS1, and then many years later, we finally got the second game with this re-release. This limited edition is probably ranks up there as being the one that gives you the most stuff. Because for like the Lunar 1 and 2 PS1 copies, those gave you a lot of stuff. Like Working Designs did that a lot with their releases. I can't remember all that's in here. It's so much stuff comes with this. That's why I got it. And it was really low on stock too.
That's cool. Yeah, I've talked about this before too, but they re-released the first game on the Switch in a combo pack with another game, but they never released it on the PS4 or PS5. I'm so irritated. I'm like, can you just put it on that
super
too?
irritated. I'm
Just
all
come on.
against the Switch that I want all third-party releases on any other platform. But also from NIS America Store is the Legend of Heroes Trials into Reverie. This was also getting really low on stock on their store, and that's why I wanted to get it. I believe this is meant to be a big crossover of the Legend of Heroes series, or like the Trail series. I haven't played it yet, though, because I want to play through everything else first before touching this, but wanted to get this before it ran out of stock.
Nice, man.
All right, last game-related thing here. Both the Valhalla limited edition for the Vita and 2064 for the Vita.
Oh, nice.
That is
I
nice.
mainly only cared for Valhalla. This is one of my favorite games ever. I adore this game so much that it does have like a flap that opens up right here with art
Oh,
from the game.
man.
But the main reason why I picked up the 2064 collector's edition is because both of these have magnets in them. As you hear that, they
Yeah, snap together.
they snap together. And
That's neat.
I'll try to show this best on camera because these flaps are hard to hold open. And I don't want to open them too much to damage the art. You have both of them open. They make a full art piece.
That's cool.
Man, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you buy one, I suppose you have to buy the other.
Have to get the other.
I
Yep.
mean,
That's smart.
Yes.
That's smart.
as a collector, I would
If-
like lie awake at night
See-
twitching. and like,
See
"Oh,
where
I
my
need the
index
other one."
finger is at? There's a Vita right next to Jill's hand there on the table. That is so cute since both of these are the Vita versions of the games. So yeah, absolutely had to have that because I love Valhalla so much. Okay,
Now,
last thing.
that's like a point and click adventure game or something, right?
2064 is a point and click adventure. It's
Valhalla?
Valhalla is the bartending simulation game. If you haven't
Right.
played it, you absolutely have to. The characters universe is so freaking cool, hilarious, and so heartwarming at the end. Every time
I haven't
there's a stream of someone playing it for the first time, I always watch it. Like I've actually been doing that recently for a VTuber.
Yeah, I've heard that. I want to try that in the coffee game. Everybody says is great too.
Coffee Talk's pretty good too. I don't think
Yeah.
it's as good as the characters and universe from Valhalla, but Coffee Talk is still worth playing. All right, last thing. How about some vinyl releases? So
Let's
for
go.
my birthday back in January, my older brother he got me the vinyl releases of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy on the Super Nintendo.
Just blur it out.
Yes,
I would
right.
I would have guessed that
Pixelated,
my name is
pixelated.
Pedro. Yeah, I know. Why is that banana look 10 times inappropriate now?
Yeah. Well,
That's DKC2,
Mhm.
and here
Super bananas. That
is
makes sense.
DKC3's soundtrack. Specifically, it is the version is the one where that one YouTuber like a year or two ago he went through and did the restoration of all three of the games. I think it says on the spine of the person that did it. Yeah, Jammin' Sam Miller. He has his YouTube channel. Recommend you go watch the work that he did on these. They are amazing. But since that sparked my interest in vinyl collecting, unfortunately, if I need another thing to dump money into, went out and got other vinyls in my local area. And one of them was this. This is like a jazz version of a lot of the Donkey Kong Country music. The artwork looks awesome, honestly. And like I said, it's like a jazz version of a lot of the tracks, too. All right.
David
Very
Wise.
last. And last thing, this was brand new in the same store that I got that last Donkey Kong one. It is this Minecraft one. This
Oh,
front
that's
cover is a lenticular that if
That's
you like,
awesome. Oh wow. Yeah.
it looks really cool. Minecraft has very
Wow.
relaxing music that sounds great on vinyl, in my opinion. That's why that I got it.
That's the only thing I know about Minecraft is the music. I don't ever play it.
All right. It's everything I got. Sorry
That's
it took so long.
Woo.
That's amazing. Nice stuff, dude.
All right,
Very
all right.
cool.
Let's
Thanks for
focus.
showing
Focus. All right. So I don't have as much stuff, but we were talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon's Dogma 2. I originally had
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I still use GameFly, believe it or not, to rent games. And if I really like a game, I buy it. And I bought this because, like I said earlier, game of the year so far. I love it. The combat, the emergent gameplay where you fight the monsters. Chef kiss. So
Yeah, I've heard the game's fantastic. And even with the controversy behind that game, I heard like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like you got fast travel and some costumes or some shit, right? That was like all they introduced.
yeah, the fast travel is kind of harder to fast travel. You got to do it the old school way where you got to pay to get on there, but it's only like 200 coins. Is not that big a deal. But I like how it's harder to move around because it forces you to, survive in the world, which is like
Play the
pretty
game
hard.
instead
Yeah.
of skipping the whole game. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of these pay to win services. Like you're literally paying to not enjoy yourself. Like I had a friend, we played Diablo 3 and he just bought like all this gear on the auction house, and then he's like, well, I'm not gonna get any better gear than this now. I'm like, yeah. Now you don't want to
Exactly.
play anymore. You just paid
Yeah.
a bunch of money to not want to play.
You're the
Congratulations.
biggest idiot player on the planet if you're like that. So if you're like that, you need to find a different hobby than video games, dude. Because
Get out of here.
that is a terrible financial decision to do right there. Just
Yeah.
wasted.
His character was baller, but he just lost the will to play because there were no
Oh.
upgrades. Nothing was. He got some insane godly bow, and then it was like, forget it. There was nothing ever. He didn't want to play anymore. Meanwhile, all my gear was shit, so everything was an upgrade. I was having fun. Anyway,
So I got this at I was talking about earlier, the Detroit Retro Video Game Show. This is one of my favorites as a childhood. I mean, in my childhood. This is a reproduction of it, Power Stone, the case, but I got the actual disc now.
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was a Sega's All Star until I bought it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a big deal since it's just like on the corner right there, but
Mhm.
I don't care. I love that game. I don't have two anymore. I used to have it, all that, but it's super expensive. I have a modded Dreamcast now, so it doesn't really matter. And see, I got a Power Stone right there. Ugh.
I need to pick that up on PSP.
PSP?
Yeah, I have. All
Yeah, they made a collection of them.
Oh
on
yeah, the
PSP.
PSP. Yeah, but
Yeah, and then it's part of this little mini subset of Capcom games, and they all form like one little picture on the spines. And so,
Yeah.
like, I'm like obligated to buy it. Because
Oh, I
it's,
didn't
like,
know the spines
only
did
one.
that.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a little wavy line. If you buy them all, it forms one solid thing. There's like 7 of them or something like that. I have
I
all.
know
of
they
them
have
except-
one where that really hard '80s game. Oh, what is it called? When he's like the medieval. What is Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
super. I don't know what that one's called, but yeah, that's actually a good game. It's like its own unique version of that game.
Oh yeah. Another game that I got from the show.
Mhm.
You might laugh at this, but it's a great game.
No, the game's
50
sick.
Cent, Blood on the Sand.
It's a great game.
Bro, I love this game. I was
Oh,
playing
yeah.
it not that long. It is really fun. It's one of the most ridiculous games, and it will never be re-released because it has a whole bunch of licensed music.
Licensing issues, yep.
Yeah, so get this while you can. I originally had this on the Xbox 360, but I'm the PS3 simp, so I had to get on the PS3.
360 version's very expensive these days because they did add it to one of the last few games of the back compat program.
Yep,
That's
and
why
I
that
sold it
went
for a
up.
lot of money, and I bought this at the show, and I think I bought it for $30, but I think I sold the Xbox 360 version for like $80, $90. I'm sure it goes for more than that, but I just wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want to scalp the prices. I don't like doing that. So I didn't get this at the show, but This is one of the more expensive PS3 games, and I got the collection for it. The
Oh, nice.
Arlen Altair trilogy. I used to
Mhm.
have the third game, this one, but I just sold that and got this instead. But relaxing game if you like RPGs, the alchemy aspect. There's a time limit to it, but it's still fun.
Was,
Speaking of,
In our quiz like a week or two ago, that game was featured. One of the
was I in it?
questions.
No, I wasn't in it.
No.
I would have gotten it. So you showed a what is it, Japanese Final Fantasy 7, right?
PAL,
The
Final
PAL
Fantasy
version,
7.
sorry. So, but this is the Japanese Final Fantasy 13. I love, and I got this just because I thought the cover looks cool.
The
the
Japanese versions, they always have like just the title and the one like icon behind them. All the Japanese are like that. For us,
Yeah.
it's
Very
like
tasteful.
full art.
And it show. I like to get in Japanese versions, like I said earlier, because it has the different art and like right there.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know about the game so much, but there you go. $5. Okay.
I keep
and
saying I'm
then-
gonna play through it, but then they keep releasing these dope ass games, man. Like right now, like I don't even know what to do. Like, I'm about to finish Final Fantasy. Do I play Grand Link Blue or do I play Persona next? What do you guys think?
Persona.
Persona.
Vote in the
Yeah.
comments. Vote in
Persona.
the comments. No, I want everyone to vote in the comments.
Wait, have you ever played a Persona game before?
Oh yeah, I played the shit out of 5, and I
Okay.
played 1 because I was gonna start over.
Yeah.
Well, but then I
One.
didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
I
rough
played
time.
5, and I was like, "This is great. I should go back and play all of them." And I tried to play 1, and I'm like, "Maybe I'll do this some other time."
You should have gone back to 3, then 4, then if you care at all,
I-
1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm
2
gonna
is
wait
much
for-
better, but
One
it's
is
still
ooh,
not.
It's tough to go back to. It's-
They've said that they want to remake 1 and 2 now, so I hope they do. Like,
that'd be
full-on
interesting.
Yeah,
That'd
if
be
they make them add to them.
They
and flesh
definitely
them
need
out.
to.
Yeah, I think it needed it more than 3,
Mhm.
probably. So, but yeah, it's tough, man. So many good games, though, man. Like I literally, I'm like, I'm torn. I do not know which one of those games I want to play. I want to play both of them so freaking bad. So we'll just see. Whatever one's cheaper, I guess. When I go to buy it.
Persona is a time commitment too. It's like a job.
Especially
sure.
5 Royal was such a time
God,
commitment.
ooh,
That game's awesome though, dude.
it's awesome
I mean,
though. But
I want to pick that up on PS5. I haven't have it on PS5 yet.
You have anything else, Jeremy?
oh yeah, I got more. I got
Go.
Prey.
Great fucking game. Basically, System
Man.
Shock 3.
That's what I was thinking. It had that System Shock feel to it, and this is back when Arcane Games made really good games. Not
Mhm.
Redfall.
Yep, not
Unfortunately.
Red Fail.
Failed. There you go. I messed up. I failed by not saying that. So I did have this game. Haven't played it yet. It's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Nice.
I had the game originally, but I didn't have the complete version. Now I have the
Gotcha.
complete version. I just kept the slip cover. I know this is
Jeez,
not how it's supposed to be, but
Jeez, that banner just sticks out. Like that sticks out way more than Player's Choice on GameCube cases.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
I can
god.
see why.
God.
I can see why you kept the sleeve.
yeah. it was- and yellows, I hate the color yellow so much.
Hmm.
What's greatest hits? Yeah, which greatest hits is yellow? Is there
None of them.
And
Good
Japan.
job.
Oh wait,
good job.
Japan has it.
select
Yeah.
the selects or whatever shit.
That's why America rocks. So this
Japan
is
has like so many different types of greatest hits between
Yeah.
PS1 and PS2 and PS. There's so many. So,
so this I love. This is some strategy guides. I like the bootleg ones. Back in the day, the
yeah.
Metal Gear
it's
Solid.
so cool.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
love
come with
that.
a poster
Yeah.
though.
Oh, that was like my first fucking question. I'm like, has it got that free giant poster?
I got this at the show as well, and it was only $5. But
Yeah.
I love
cool.
stuff like this.
What
Oh, yeah, dude.
what outlet is that from? Is it Game Informer or who did that?
Versus books.
Versus Books. All right.
Yeah.
So someday I'm gonna get on eBay and find that and buy it.
Right,
It'll,
definitely.
it'll
It's
go
worth
in
it.
the Metal Gear shrine or whatever whenever I make that.
Well, yes. Besides Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid is my favorite franchise. I love it so much.
Damn right as it should be. That's my favorite one too.
They kind of messed it up later on, but we'll let that slide. One of my favorite series that fortunately went away, the Banjo-Tooie. I have not. Well, I did play it, but I haven't beaten it yet. I love the first game, and Nuts and Bolts. It's all right. It was all right, but the first game is a classic. I wanted to get the strategy guide.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
a
guys
lot
are
of strategy
underrated.
guys. I've watched your channel for a long time, and you always pick up like a lot of cool stuff like that. Yeah,
I love it.
that's why I like your channel too, because like, it's not just games. You like, I got this cool controller, I got this cool manual, I got this magazine, I got this thing. I like all the stuff. So like,
I like
you-
all the stuff. Yes, everything, including
Yes.
video games. I like it. The box,
Yes.
insert,
and I've
demos.
if you're like within your first 3 to 5 years of collecting, there's so much info on games that's really like overwhelming. But then after you've seen the entire PS3 library 5 times, and you've seen once you know what I mean, the games you kind of just know.
I
a
just
lot
know
of
it.
them,
Yeah, I
like-
do.
So it's like more exciting when you're like, I didn't know there was a Hannah Montana controller. This thing's fucking sweet, dude.
I wish
Like,
that was.
like
I wish that was a real
You know
thing.
what I
I
mean?
would buy it and display it
Like-
proudly on top of my VCR.
I just like weird stuff like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a SpongeBob AR-15 for Call of Duty. What?
That's all,
weird.
man. I might have to make a custom just for that.
Right.
Speaking of another strategy guide, we got the Final Fantasy Tactics A2.
Nice.
That is the last one I need to get to complete the Tactics series because they only made 3 games, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Not including the PSP remake, but that's all the ones they've made.
But the art in this is beautiful. Look at that.
That's why I love strategy guides. It's not because they're strategy guides; they're also kind of like art books
Art.
these days
Yeah.
because we don't get them anymore.
Yeah,
So-
I don't even buy them for like you said, the strategy. I look in strategy guys, and if the art's good, I buy it usually.
'Cause sometimes they have exclusive art in there. Sometimes
And also, what I like other than strategy guys is like you said earlier, magazines. And I've been looking for these magazines, Nintendo Power, and I'm a big fan of old school wrestling. And this is my favorite wrestler of all time, Mankind, Mick Foley with the
Oh, yeah.
N64. And
Love
that's
that cover.
that is the wrestling game of my childhood.
the WWF No Mercy or WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 2000. I played that all the time. So this is like my childhood. And you were talking about Donkey Kong. Look at that advertisement.
That's awesome.
Almost full page for it.
I'm thinking about doing a series on my channel where I just look through old school magazines like this and just talk about it.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, it'd be a great.
I
time.
love it, dude.
Yeah.
I try to I tell everybody that freaking those magazines are time capsules. They're time
Oh,
machines.
yeah.
I
They're
swear
time
to God.
capsules. It's history for how the industry evolved over time and seeing when games came out after who in the same year and all that.
Look at this.
And I like to see like them like speculate about games. They're
All
like-
the Game Boy Color variants. Nice.
Like, So Sony announces new game, Devil May Cry. Will it be a
What?
success? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it'll turn out all right. You know, I
I love
just
it.
like-
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Or the opposite, like Dark Cloud 2 will surely put Ocarina of Time to shame. It will destroy
Yeah.
it or
I
whatever.
looked
you know?
at a
And you're
Dark
like,
Cloud review and they shitted on
that's
it
not
so
what
bad.
happens.
I used to love that game.
Dark Cloud's great.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
like,
they
look what
shitted on it in like I think EGM. Ooh.
Yeah.
A magazine that I don't really hear. Well, let's talk about this first. We were talking about Metal Gear earlier. But Electronic Gaming Monthly, Metal Gear Solid 2.
With MGS2. No sign of Raiden in there at all.
No,
Because in every single advertisement MGS2 got before it came out, no sign of Raiden at all. And it was perfect for what the true message of the game ended
Nope.
up being.
he's not in this at all. It's all Snake. So this is my favorite art style of all time.
It's gorgeous, man.
Beautiful.
And this is my favorite Nintendo character. I was so excited back in the day when he got his own game.
Oh my god, look at that smile there.
Yes. He's mad. Look at Mario. He's mad. He got the GameCube. This is when Luigi
He's
Mansion is coming out.
He's so pissed at him in the
Look at him. Yeah.
So I'm one of those people who 100% believes Waluigi deserves his own fucking game.
Oh, I need
Waluigi
Yes.
to get his own game.
Can we
Everyone
have
else
another
is going,
Wario
Peach
Land,
has one.
please?
Does Toad have his own game?
Yes.
Yeah,
Captain Toad
yeah.
Treasure Tracker.
Oh, it's Treasure Tracker, right? Yeah. Okay. So
Yep.
like everyone has their own goddamn
If
game.
Daisy gets a game before Waluigi, we're boycotting.
We're gonna
Nintendo.
riot.
I still would like Daisy to have her own game. She's better than Peach, IMO, but Waluigi also equally deserves it as much
Yeah,
too.
Waluigi needs one. Yeah.
Do you guys ever play Toadstool Golf on
Oh, yeah.
GameCube? Like the
Yeah.
Waluigi's taunts are the best. And one of me just goes wah. Like, you can just mash that button nonstop. Just wah, wah.
Bruh.
Oh my god. Dude, that game. Why would they ever put annoy people buttons in a game like that? What
I
were
don't
they
know, but it was
thinking?
genius. Look
What
at that.
The
Oh,
thing if
hell
I ever
yeah.
showed this, this is signed by
Nice.
Charles Martinet. It was right before they announced that he was done voicing him too. It was like a
Ooh.
month or two ago. And I did get this at the same Comic-Con I'm going to next week. It was last year, same time that I got this signed by him. Very, very nice guy. And he is really tall too. Holy Lord.
Yeah, so I actually have to admit that I actually did the world a disservice because I should have replaced him as Mario. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, you? Okay.
Yeah, I should have been Mario 100%. You ready? You ready? Go.
Go ahead.
It's me, Mario. I do it better than anybody
Wow.
else.
The laugh is like spot, like the laugh.
man.
It's
If I close my eyes, I
it's
see
good.
Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds like
pretty good.
Mario. We're pretty close enough.
If I studied with the man and we went on up like a Tibetan mountain and he showed me the way, I would be Mario. I would do better than the new guy for sure. So if you're out there, Nintendo, you should hire me. Although I'll be a huge PR disaster for you.
Yeah. probably.
If
Went
the
on
shows
fire the
showed
next day.
anything,
They'll be like, here's the new Mario, and I'll be like, fucking, there's a download code on this fucking game. Like, oh, just calm down, buddy. Sorry.
So one last. Oh no, two more pickups. Talking about controllers. Got a $5 DualShock 3 controller. Well, yeah, it's DualShock. It's not 6 axis only.
yep, that's DualShock.
Yeah. But
It
I don't
look-
know.
it
It,
looks like
doesn't
it
work, but I'll get it fixed.
I was gonna say, it looks like it really needs to get cleaned. It looks
Oh, yeah,
dusty.
Yeah, it was in a bin and doesn't keep it. on
Every
no-
single controller I get, like official used ones, like confirm it works first and then clean it up.
Yeah.
Real bad.
And then one last pickup, another magazine, Resident Evil 3.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
And I got the Dino Crisis in the back. Love it.
Right, because
Underrated game. I love the original one so much.
No, it's
So,
great,
much
dude.
better than remake.
The original
think
Resident Evil 3 literally was the first game that actually scared me so much I had to stop playing it.
It still scares me. man.
I literally had to
Scary
be
as
like,
hell.
I had to like literally be like, I need a break. Like I can't fucking this Nemesis dude. Like because
He is on your ass the whole time.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So like in 2, you remember Tyrant, Mr. X or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the original, he would chase you, but he was pretty easy to lose him. You could run a couple of hallways down, go into a save room. He'd be gone. Not Nemesis. You go and wait, and you come out. He's like, "Is he gone?" He'd be like, "I'm right here, bitch." Just
I do
never
believe
leave you alone. Oh
But-
man,
my personal opinion, Mr. X would be a lot cooler than Nemesis, because the reason why it was like that in the OG RE2, time constraints. Hence why he only appears in Disc 2, and they really fleshed him out in a remake, and they did him
So great.
perfectly. He's
he was
perfect
he was
in
super
RE2
scary.
remake. And RE3 remake came out, and they so disrespected their arguably their most iconic creature, maybe.
Yeah, I would say it's most iconic.
Mhm. But I still feel
yeah.
like Nemesis, he's more talk and no substance type of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
still, OG RE3, if you never played it before, terrifying as hell though because of him.
yeah. At
Yeah.
the time, it was the scariest AI I've ever faced.
Mhm. But before I forget, I almost got to show one thing, if you don't mind. Remember what you said about the spines for those Capcom games, PSP? My opinion, the best ones that I've ever done something like that is the Dot Hack games.
Oh
those are
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Yep,
Those are
including
fucking
quarantine.
expensive.
Including quarantine right here.
Definitely don't have that.
I paid like $180 for this, and it was imported from the UK. It was so much cheaper at the time compared to buying from someone else in the US. I'm surprised nobody snatched it up when compared to when I found it. And also the GU games as well too.
I got those.
It makes up like a face right there of someone.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
really
that
nice.
on the PS4 now, right? Like the whole
They
entire.
do, yes, as well as an additional 4th volume as well too. And the last, I got so lucky with this thing. There was some like marketplace listing I found that they were just like selling games of random thing. The only like actual game I bought from them was a loose cart of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES, but they showed me this one thing, and they thought this was a cheap Chinese knockoff game thing, but I instantly knew what it was, and it's this.
Oh, sick.
The
So,
Game Boy
Game
Micro.
Boy Advance,
Wow.
yeah, a Micro, yeah.
Yep, I got it
Plays
for
the Game
free.
Boy Advance games, or what does that play?
It only plays Game Boy Advance games. It's right here.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
an EverDrive in it.
Is it
But
comfortable?
if you have Gorilla Hands, probably not. But I
Okay.
feel like you can adjust to it because you can just like adjust over time of how you play with it, though. But yeah, got this for free.
Well, the
Free?
beauty of that is it's truly portable. Like if you really want something you just want to keep in your pocket, that's
Mhm.
that's the one.
That's why I was
you
like
know?
that in my office coat right there. Just whip it out like that.
I
and
would
start
definitely
playing.
lose that though. It's too small. I'll lose it.
What did was kind of nerve wracking. They didn't have a charger with it, and of course, it's a proprietary charger. Of course, so I had
Mhm.
no idea if
Nintendo.
it worked. But then again, it was free though, so nothing to complain about. I did order an OEM charger, which cost $30, but then again,
Still.
$30 for this.
Yeah.
Such a steal, because if you want to buy this anywhere else with the charger, $150 to $200 roundabout.
Wow.
And yes, it does work.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Been playing a lot of Fire Emblem ROM hacks on it too.
Well, I'm going to be doing an episode on Game Boy Advance soon, I think. So, just like hidden
A
gems.
lot of
and stuff.
memories with that thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any more pickups, but if you
Oh,
want
is
to see
it?
a zombie, we can see a zombie.
No, we're good. Well, guys, that was incredible. Some amazing stuff, and that was a pretty fun show. Had a good time.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good quiz. Very nice, impressive. I think you guys both held your own pretty well. And no one got the chat question, so we'll have to wait. Let me just make sure, right? Nobody got the chat question. I don't think so.
Can I
No,
guess
nobody
it?
got the chat question. Nobody got it. So we'll hang on to that till next week. If you guys do think of it, you can go ahead and put it in the comments.
All right.
But yeah, if you guys haven't already, down in the description, there's links to Jeremy's YouTube channel as well as D Street's YouTube channel. I got Jeremy's Twitter up there. Do you have a Twitter, D Street, or anything else? Do you Instagram or just YouTube?
I have a Twitter. I have that,
Mhm.
and nothing else.
All right. Yeah, if you want to, after the show, you can send it to me. I'll throw it in the description. But yeah, guys, go
All right.
check out their channels, sub to their content. You want to see their pickups? They do stuff all the time. They both do really good stuff. And we'll have them back on again soon. Hope you guys had fun. And yeah, have a nice night, everybody.
Night, guys. Thanks for coming.
See you
Peace.
next dimension.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting experience. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be.